Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? Oh, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We back. We are back. Like we never left. You already know. Oh, man. Well, gotta be honest, chat. I am super humble, guys. Birthday wishes, the birthday yesterday. Super appreciative, guys. Got a lot of DMs, etc. So, needless to say, I love you, man. But if you haven't figured out, I'm on PW setup, guys. He took me off the roof. Let's go. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, guys. So we back. So let's do this. Let's check on let me check something really quick. Christina, Profit 1480. I came to wish DMONEY a happy birthday. Well, it's a belated, but I appreciate it. That was yesterday. But I appreciate the love, no doubt. Midwest Trader, we back. You are right. You are correct, sir. So hopefully today we don't get any funny business with the chat as far as the weirdness, but we are back. Never fear. The BDH is here. You gotta love it, guys. So I'm gonna kind of drop something. So kind of playing around with the chart, trying to see if this thing is going to be a little bit clearer for you guys with my gray background. So we'll flip to that in a second. See what you guys think, chat. So do you guys, is this clear for you as far as the green candle? I might change it to blue, guys. I was thinking about it last night, to be honest. Might change my green candle to blue. Obviously, I keep my bearish candle black. But it's probably a little bit easier on the eyes than the lighter color that I had on the screen before. Blue, yeah. Yeah, I think blue. Old is better. Red is too bright. Black background on a dark navy. Blue for sure. Yeah, I think blue, man. I think blue, guys, right? So let me go in here, kind of play around this a little bit. Well, never fear. We can do a quick poll. Can't see the time frame. Yeah, we can adjust it. But I always call out a time frame anyway, guys, right? I can adjust that, but I always call it the time frame. So don't worry about that I'm looking at, but give me 1 second. Drop the poll in the chat. Never fear, an early poll is here. So we're oh man. See how you guys are feeling. All right, so all right, so blue's already, yeah, guys, we already know, right? Blue's 87%. I mean, come on, man. So yeah, we'll let me change this real quick, guys. And I'll kind of play around with it. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It looks so much better, right? Looks so much better, guys. So much better. You gotta love it. So, and I'll play around with this, guys. Don't you fear. But I think with the gray background, off gray, it looks a lot better for sure. So, right. Nah, yeah, I'm not a green candle kind of guy. And the green doesn't necessarily look that great, guys, with the gray background, to be honest. So it doesn't really pop. It doesn't kind of stand out, and want to make sure everybody can kind of see it. And I know, so keep in mind, guys, right? So you guys know that my bearish candles are black candles, right? So it's easy to decipher between the bearish and the bullish candle. That's the most important thing. But clearly the blue, we got 84% of the chat, guys. It's purple. I know. I'm gonna adjust it. Don't worry. Don't worry. But purple, blue, purple and blue are cousins. But I'll adjust it, guys. I'll adjust it to blue. Don't you worry. But I do wanna recognize, chat, everybody that gave DMONEY some birthday love yesterday, guys. I'm humbled, guys. If I didn't, so I want to say this because I know somebody. Maybe I missed somebody, chat. Maybe I missed somebody out there that shot me a DM or on X or IG message. I tried to reply, guys, to everybody, to be honest. So if I skipped you guys, it wasn't intentional. You know, some people, they try to do like a bucket. They're like, hey, I appreciate the birthday wishes, right? Just kind of like a bucket response, guys. I tried to reply to everybody. So if I miss you, I'm looking straight at the camera, guys. I did not do it on purpose. It wasn't intentional. But I'm definitely appreciative. So, Mila, good morning. We are here. Don't fix what isn't broken. Yeah, a couple people were saying that they couldn't see the candle. That it was hard to see, I guess, the bullish candle, guys. So I'll adjust this to a blue. But I feel like it is a little bit easier on the eyes, to be honest, to kind of stand out. You guys know that my black candles are bearish candles, so it's not like it's the end of the world. So the chat, to be honest, we had 84% chat that wanted a darker color. So must say I was pretty upset I didn't win one of those FF accounts. Don't you worry, guys. We get. I'll put it like this. Never fear, another giveaway could be here because if we I'll put it like this today, chat. So if we're able to hit 2,500 likes on the stream, we've done that multiple times, guys. So 2,500 likes on the stream today, we'll do another giveaway. Don't you worry. Now, it's not going to be 100 accounts. It's not going to be 100 accounts, chat. So don't expect for me to give away 100 accounts today, but we're gonna give away some accounts. We hit 2,500 likes. Oh man. K-Tim, wait. You keep saying black is bearish candles. Yeah, I gotta adjust this, guys. I'll give you the 411 on that in a second. So, oh boy, you gotta love it. Hold on 1 second, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna adjust this and then we'll do a poll for how you guys are feeling. We'll break down the market and then we'll go from there. It's 9:13, so we got some time here before market open. We'll get it dialed in, guys, 100%. Probably off stream, but so we're gonna go ahead and break down basically yesterday's price action and where we're sitting, guys, and then we'll drop a poll in the chat, see how you guys are feeling. So obviously we know that Trump gave the ultimatum that 8 o'clock tonight, make no mistake about it, is the cutoff time for Iran, apparently, guys, right? So that kind of holds up. Then we are in for some cray-cray with little Ray. More than likely, a lot of volatility in the market. But what I'm seeing right now, this is your daily chart. This is your daily chart, guys. All right. And you can kind of see how we've had some lower highs being put in on the daily chart, kind of indicating that, is this going to be, are we going to push up now? But it's kind of strange. The only reason why I say that, guys, is because we've had a lot of kind of selling pressure stepping into the market that you can kind of see on the chart, right? You had these basically these rejections right off the 14 EMA, these lower highs being put in, right? You got like the 14 and 50 respected, a lot of gap between the 14 and 50 right now. So this is a make or break area, make no mistake about it, guys, right? In my opinion, because we're hanging out right at the 200 EMA, the 14 EMA is sitting at 24,189. So if we can't get back above yesterday's daily candles high, and now I have to say this, chat, we are currently sitting now this isn't great today, to be honest, because we're kind of sitting inside of yesterday's daily candles range. If that makes any sense. So we're kind of like smacked out almost in the middle, guys, right? The high of yesterday's candle, 24,452.25. And you got yesterday's daily candle low sitting at 23,981.50. So that's yesterday's daily candles high and low. And we are kind of sitting smack dab in the middle, chat, right? So that's not great because what I've kind of noticed, to be honest, is that we've typically, when this occurs, we could be in for a chop fest. So I'm hoping that's not the case today, guys. I would have loved if we were going to be bearish today to the downside if we were sitting below 23,981, right? Because to be honest, that would kind of signify, okay, we're below both EMAs here, and then maybe we're gonna expand lower to the downside. So we could be in for a chop fest. I'm not sure. Obviously, anything can happen. Gonna let the market kind of open up and do its thing. So if I look at the 4-hour chart, we just been kind of consolidating in a range, guys, right? Since basically 2 a.m., kind of stuck in this range up here. And then if you look at the 1-hour chart, you can definitely see it, chat. You can definitely see that range that I'm kind of pointing out, right? So we're definitely stuck in a range here. Stuck in a range. So now the question is gonna be, right? So I know people want to know if I'm bullish or biased, right? Bullish or bearish. That always comes up, and everybody wants to kind of know. Well, I mean, so I would have to see us basically. I would love to see us kind of putting in some bullish structure if that's the case, right? You want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. So if we're able to get back above the 50 and 200 EMA, because we're hanging out right at the 14 right now, right? So in my opinion, for us to be bullish, we need to get back above 24,249, right? Start popping previous candles highs on a 5-minute chart, and then we're looking for more upside, guys, right? Possibly above possibly back above 300, and then head it back to yesterday's daily candles high of 24,152. So remains to be seen, chat, right? This is an area where the last time we were here, right, we did have some kind of bounce. This is the 1-hour chart that we're looking at. We did have some kind of bounce from this level, guys. Right, so this is the 4-hour chart. The last time we were down here, 24,154, we had a bounce back to the opposite direction up to 24,415. So we're kind of stuck in this big old range, guys. And if you look at the last 1-hour candle that closed out, it was bearish as a doji candle, right? Long wick top and a bottom. So that's a lot of indecision. So you would have to basically see us start kind of popping these previous candles highs, right? And get back above the current candles high of like 250, probably to be long bias. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys, right? I would have to see us more than likely above 250 to want longs. Other than that, we could be headed to the downside, right? Daily chart. The low is 23,981. And the issue here, guys, is that, you know, obviously with Trump's news, the market responded in a bearish manner, you know, initially, right? And then we were obviously trading yesterday. You had that sell-off basically kind of at night, and then you had a pop, right? And you had all that bullish momentum kind of put into the market. So if you notice here, overnight, you basically had to pop to the upside, guys, right? You had a pretty significant pop, and we'll kind of measure it out for perspective. But you had, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning, you had basically a 200-point pop to the upside. Then you had a retracement of the same move right back down. So, and now we're just kind of consolidating. So remains to be seen. We're going to find out, guys, either way. So, but we're going to drop a poll in the chat, and we'll see what you guys are feeling. Head and shoulders. Yeah. Yep. I think it's going to be smart today, guys. I'm going to let the ORB kind of set up 5-minute chart, and then I'll go from there. So you're going to get 3 options, guys, Third option is going to be chop chop because of that, basically that daily candle. We're inside of yesterday's daily candle range. So I'm going to give you 3 options in a poll. Just dropped a poll. Somebody said they wanted the music a little lower. Don't you fear. Turn it down a little bit. Yeah, just turn it down. So is that better, guys? Why don't I use the 15-minute ORB? Yeah, I'm gonna use the 15-minute ORB if the 5-minute ORB is not clear. I haven't given up on the 15-minute orb, guys. Basically, I'm a momentum trader, right? So I'm trying to trade what's in front of me. So if the 5-minute ORB is clear, I'm gonna take a trade based off the 5-minute ORB. If the 15-minute ORB is clear, then I'm gonna trade off the 15-minute ORB. That's it. So I haven't abandoned anything, chat. It's just a matter of what's clear or not, right? That's it. Any red folder? Yeah, so I didn't see, you could double check only propfirms.com, guys. We don't have red folder today. So let me check this really quick. So today's Tuesday, April 7th. We had ADP weekly employment change, core doable goods, right? So 8:15 you had ADP weekly employment, 8:30 you got core doable goods, came out, doable goods, etc. 10 o'clock we got Ivory PMI, guys, and that's pretty much, you know, Ivory PMI, Canadian news, US news, tentative, RCM. So there's really not much on the US front here for news, guys. No red folder. Now, keep in mind that you do have, it says we got RCM, TIPP, economic optimism. Doesn't have a time kind of set up there. And then you got a Fed speaker, FOMC speaker, at 12:35, right? So we had core durable goods, 8:30, and that's pretty much it on the forefront. Now, if Trump comes out and speak, obviously that's going to be something different, guys. We know that could be an option as well. So. All right, so trying to make sure that you guys can see the time frame on the chart. So there it is. Do me a solid if you haven't already, guys. Hit the like button. So if we hit 2,500 likes, make no mistake about it, today we're going to do another giveaway, guys. Not going to be 100 accounts. Not going to be close to that, but we got some accounts to give away. Oh, man. All right, guys. So we have, checking on a poll, 43% feel like we're going up at market open. You gotta love it. 28% feel like we're going down, and you got 29% feeling like it's gonna be chop chop. So kind of like a mixed bag. Obviously the bulls are in the chat are feeling very, very aggressive here, over 40%, and that's 1,100 votes. We're gonna give it about another minute, guys. We got about 3 minutes left before market opens, so we'll give it about another minute. Get your votes in. I like to try to get it to 1,700 likes before I finalize the poll. So get your votes in now. And let's see where we're at with likes. Can we keep the streak alive, guys? 1,000 likes. Yes, we have. We're over 1,000 likes for the stream. I appreciate the support. We're at 14. So looks like we're at right over 1,000 likes, guys. So I appreciate the support. So we hit 2,500 likes. We will do a giveaway today. Don't you worry, guys. We got 4,200 people tuned into the show. We're going to ramp up here. Make no mistake about it. As we get closer to market open. Oh man. Hey, PW, man. When the boss is away. When the boss is away, it's time to play. Let's go. PW wanted to know why I'm at his desk, chat. PW, I love you. Oh man, we're getting ready for market open, guys. We got less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. Get your votes in. Get your votes in, guys, because I'm gonna finalize this in about 10 seconds. And we're at 1,480 votes. So get your votes in, chat. And it looks like the bulls are feeling very comfortable here because they're at 45%. All right, so we're right at 1,600 votes. Nice Porsche, D-Buddy. Yeah, that's PW's. Oh, man. Yeah, we're close enough here, guys. We're going to finalize the poll here because we're running out of time. You got about 40 seconds left until market open. So 45% feel like we're going up. You got 28% feel like we're going down. And 27% feel like it's chop chop. So 15 seconds left, chat. And like I said, so I'm gonna kind of let this open up a little, right? And then we'll kind of go from there. So I do like that we're back above the 14 EMA, and there's market open, chat. Straight up. There's the pop that I wanted, right? Basically above 250. Was feeling bullish above 250, guys, and you got an immediate pop to the upside right away. You gotta love that. And a retracement right back down. Right back down. So, because the 50 was right around that 250 area, chat, right? So, you had a quick pop there of roughly 50 plus points. And if we can hold, I do feel if we can hold this 24,000 like 250 area, guys, there could be more upside here kind of coming, right? But we did have the initial pop there. Kind of broke out of the range that we've been consolidating in. So let's see how this plays out. Do you set the same EMAs for all time frames? Yes. All right, so the CNBC headlines, chat, says stocks fall as ceasefire hopes fade ahead of Trump's Iran deadline, right? So that's not great. That's bearish. So just kind of keep that in mind. We had that initial pop here, and we're losing the EMAs, guys, and that's bearish as well. Right, that's bearish. So here we go. So this was a critical area, 24,222, because that's the 14 EMA, right? So that's kind of like a support area that in theory should hold if we're gonna expand back to the upside. So gonna start kind of mapping out opening range, high and low, 5-minute chart. 308 was the high so far. You got the low sitting at 24,198, guys. So you had a pop to the upside, and then you had a rejection. So nasty, kind of tame open here. Need to be patient. See how this kind of plays out. All right, chat. So I just got notification. We got to get 2,500 likes, guys. Let's get it rolling. Got some pretty exciting news on these accounts that we're gonna give away. So we hit 2,500 likes, chat. It looks like we're gonna give away 20 accounts today. Pretty cool news. So let me adjust this a little bit. All right, music's too loud. I just literally turned it down. Music is just fine. Yeah. So I just adjusted it, guys. Turned it down a little bit. So how's the audio now? Looks like it's much better. All right. So we're kind of waiting here, chat. 24,198. Is that gonna get broken to the downside? Good now. All right. So I'm kind of watching this to see if are we going to break this low. 5-minute ORB set, chat. We're at the bottom of this, right? The last time we were down here, basically at 9:10, we had to push right back the opposite direction. So kind of remains to be seen. We had a push to the upside about 50 plus points. We had a rejection right back down. So need to be a little patient. See if we can break below 198. How do we enter for drawing? Well, it's gonna, don't you worry. Lucid, okay. All right, guys. So got some news here. Don't you fear. Breaking news. You gotta love it. So, but in the meantime, hit the like button, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. So just being patient here, kind of waiting. We're stuck inside the 5-minute ORB, right? Just kind of watching to see how this plays out. And we will kind of look for a setup here. Nothing wrong with being patient, guys. I don't like how we were kind of stuck inside of the daily candles range from yesterday, right? So kind of figured it would be a little chop at open. So that's why I'm being a little patient here. Let me grab a water, guys, real quick. I think market plays games until tonight. Yeah, it could, because keep in mind, chat, kind of mentioned this earlier. So if you were not on the stream, Trump basically gave Iran until 8 o'clock tonight, right? To open up the straits. I guess he didn't like the initial deal that they kind of proposed, or whatever the case may be. So a lot of times, you know, the market kind of bakes that in, and then you're kind of stuck inside of these like ranges until more news comes out. So just got to be patient here. Taco Tuesday. Oh man. One hour and 4 hour, how it look like it's bullish or bearish. DMONEY, the 1 and 4 hour, yeah. So the 1 hour chart, guys, there's a lot of indecision. I kind of mentioned this earlier, right? So the 1 hour chart, there's a lot of, like, this is a battle, right? Because you got a long top wick and a long bottom wick and a small candle body. So that's telling you that there's a battle going on between the bulls and the bears right now, right? So that's not great. 4 hour chart is bearish at the moment, right? It is definitely bearish, guys. So if we break this 198 level, could be looking for 150 or lower, to be honest. PW is actually, he's back in Cali. That's where PW is. PW's in Cali, guys. So, but we're stuck inside of the ORB. So, that's what's going on with price action right now. You're getting pops and then rejections, right? You had a pop and then a rejection. So $15-minute ORB right now, it is bearish as well. So we break 198, guys. I would be looking to go short. I'm more than likely going to be short here, to be honest, to the downside, right? If we break below the ORB low, below this 198, because that will kind of signal that we're finally kind of dropping lower. The 4 hour chart is bearish. So make no mistake about it, guys. So I'm actually, I'm in a short here. I am short, guys. Let's see if we get the momentum here to kind of take us lower. We're going to get chopped. And that's exactly what's happening right off the ORB, right? So that's not great. So we're going to have to end up scrapping it. But wanted a continuation to the downside here. Let's see if we kind of get it. If we get back above 219, I'm gonna have to scrap this. Want follow through here, guys, to probably 153. Like 150 area, right? They're gonna, and we're just getting chopped. So let's see if we get follow through here. We had a rejection. The 4 hour chart is bearish, but we're pushing right back up. So I'm going to close this out. No follow through on the breakdown. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So just chop. Giving it a second. Let's see if it Nope. Come on. So this is end up chopping it, scrapping it, guys. We'll wait for a candle to close below the RB. So this might be one of those days where we just kind of stay in a range here. We're gonna find out. So, and I might have to try it again, guys, if it breaks below 197. So tried to short, didn't get followed through, got chopped right back up. Wanted to break below because I saw the higher time frame is bearish, right? The 4-hour chart's looking bearish. 1-hour chart, it's not looking too hot as well with that long exhaustion wick. I just want to break down. Didn't want to give it more than like 20 points because I didn't want to get chopped all the way back to the top of the range. Right. So if we lose this 198, maybe I'll try it again. All right. So that's just how it is. And it's a little bit tougher right now because you have a long wick at the top and the bottom of this current 15-minute candle as well. Right. So the low is 188. So it's a little bit lower than that my entry was, right? 188.50. So try to short, got chopped. And my entry maybe was a little too low, guys, because you're getting these wick offs of the EMA. So I am a little tempted to try it again here, to be honest with you guys, and ride it down because you had a rejection off basically in between the 14 and 50 EMA. So my entry was basically on a break. Right, I wanted a break lower, and could have been a little early on the, or a little late, sorry, on the entry. So for that flush to the downside. So you feel like the flush is coming here, guy. There you go. All right, so there you go, guys. There's the break below, right? Can we get more continuation? Entry is 199. There's 180. And I'm probably gonna have to take that off because you got a knee-jerk reaction right back up, guys. So crazy, nasty price action here. So it was a little early on the first entry, guys. And then re-entered and basically was able to get a few points there and got chopped right back down. I feel like this is going to drop to the downside though, guys. I feel like this is headed to, I'm going to more than likely get short again here and probably target 140, to be honest. Because it's just taken a while to get down there, but I feel like shorts are in control. Just, it's a nasty price action kind of day. Not getting follow through here, guys. Cray with Lil Ray Ray. Every candle is basically kind of giving you the short opportunity, and then you get a push right back up. So I feel like if we get a solid candle closure below that 188 level, that's going to be kind of like the indication that we're going to maybe pick up momentum to the downside. Come on, man. And the target area, if they kind of flush this, is that 24,000, like 150 down to maybe even 136, chat. They just need to push it with momentum to the downside. Right? 4-hour chart's bearish. So there should be nothing kind of holding us at this point for the flush McGush. But there's a lot of trickery going on, and I tried to short again. There you go, right? Another quick short. Can we get the follow through down here, guys? Or are they going to yoke it right back up? There's 174, entries 182. We got a little bit more in the tank. There's 169. 165. All right, 164. All right, there you go. There's over 20 points, guys, on the drop. You gotta love it. 160, okay, 159. Come on. Let's go, baby. Come on, guys. All right. Finally a decent move there. You gotta love it. Well over 20 points on the drop. Had over 25 points on that drop there, guys. Drop a W in the chat. There's 155, so that's the level that we initially kind of looking at, right? That 150 level, chat. Kind of call that out, that hey, okay, 150 could be in play if they really get momentum going. We saw the 4-hour chart that basically was given the indication that they want it lower. Got chopped a few times, but never fear. D-Money is here, and we're rolling. Do me a solid, guys, if you haven't already. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. We finally got the break to the downside. Thank God. So drop a W in the chat if you took the shorts there. Had to re-enter multiple times. Got chopped a few times, but that's trading in a nutshell. You gotta love it. Oh man, what a cray way to start, guys. But hey, what can you do? You gotta love it. All right, so we broke. We were able to put in a low 24,148. Go figure, Chad. I was kind of calling out 150 area. You got down to 24,148. So this account is green. I did not copy trade on that trade. Probably glad I didn't because of the choppy market initially. So, but the account's up $830. So we'll see what else we can get here. So now I think, yeah, you would kind of anticipate more than likely some more downside here, guys, right? So if we lose, if we're able to kind of break below this 150 area, then you're targeting 134, and you have the 200 EMA on the 1-hour chart sitting at 24,094, chat. Keep that in mind. That's a level of interest because we're below both the 14 and the 50 EMA with a long exhaustion wick on the 1-hour chart. So that's a lot of bearish momentum, chat, kind of building up in the market if that holds. So keep that in mind. I think you said it could be looking for the 144 area, Justin. Yeah, and guys, I'm just going basically based off the higher time frame, right? So that's not a made up level. I'm just kind of going off the higher time frame, chat. There's the break to the downside, right? So if you lose this level, you're looking for lower 130s, right? Because 133 is kind of sitting here, right? That was the last time we were down here. You had a reaction right back up. I mean, 14, 50, 200 EMA cross, bearish. The 4-hour chart is bearish. Just got choppy on the way down here, guys. That's all. But that's trading in a nutshell. So we got some news. Don't you worry. Where are we at with the likes? Let's see where we're at with the likes, chat. 1,900 likes. So let's get over 2,000 likes, chat, and I'll kind of announce what we got going on here. So all right, so that's 2,000 likes. All right, chat. So that's 2,000 likes, 9:52 in the morning. So that's really good. So definitely appreciate the support, guys. Don't take it for granted. So this is what we're going to do today. Don't you fear. Got some pretty exciting news here. So Lucid, shout out to Lucid. Shout out to AJ and the Lucid fam. So it sounds like Lucid sent us 20 cases, chat. 20 cases, right? So if you're familiar with what's going on with Lucid, if you're a member, existing customer of Lucid, every member that was existing, you got a case and you're able to open that case. There's, you know, and who knows what's in that case, chat? It's either, you know, discounts on accounts. Some people want free accounts, etc. Right? We don't know, right? Not every case is going to be a winner of a free account. But cases out there was quite a few discounts that were given. So never fear, 20 cases from Lucid is here. Make no mistake about it, guys. So we got 20 cases from Lucid that we're going to give away. That's going to be the giveaway for today, which is actually pretty legit. I'm not going to lie. Gotta love it. What you talking about, Willis? So that's the giveaway that we have going on, guys, right? So you never know what's inside of that case, but we have 20 cases from Lucid to give away today. Yesterday we gave away 100 free accounts, chat. Today we got 20 cases. You never know what you're going to get at the BDH, guys. So just keep rocking out with us. We appreciate the support. Do me a solid if you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, we rock out Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. just trying to make a little money. So Denny has dropped the link. Make no mistake about it. It's in the chat, onlypropfirms.com/giveaways. So go on over, head on over, and register. You gotta love it. And we also gave away today, chat. You need to be following all of our social media basically everywhere, guys. X, IG, right? Only Prop Firms on X, PW's page on X, my page on X, because we also gave away 5 Lucid accounts this morning, chat. So there was 5 winners that were announced as well. So you gotta love it. What's my... Yeah, I'll drop it here right now. So that's my, you can follow me there, chat. That's my X and IG as well. So as price right now, this would be a make or break area in my opinion for the bears, chat. You don't want to see us back above the 14 EMA. You want to see this get rejected and we get back down below 150 area, to be honest. So bears are pushing this pretty aggressively here. And if this can, you know, is this a clean rejection right off the 14 EMA for more downside, chat? Headed to take out these lows at like 148. That looks pretty promising. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Oh man, I took a quick stab and I couldn't even switch over, guys. Guys, man. So there it is. There's the drop. There's the drop to the downside. You gotta love it. There's the 150 area again, guys. I'll be honest, it moved so quick I could not switch over to kind of show you that position, chat. So if you were listening though, you definitely picked up on that short to the downside, chat. It literally took off I could not switch over, guys, quick enough. So if you listen to that, you definitely caught the short, and it's still going. So there it is. There's the pop of the previous candle's low. There's 24,141. You gotta love it, chat. Right back down. Clean rejection off the 14 EMA, and that happened really quick. I could not switch. The account's up $1,450, guys, on that short, right? So you gotta love it. So if you took that short, guys, drop a W in the chat. And sometimes that's trading. You're not gonna catch, right? It moved. It was gone. Just saw the rejection, guys, and you had a pretty quick reaction right back down, right off the EMA. Talk through it, like what I was seeing for more downside possibility, and you got it. So. Will, yeah, you missed, so that if you missed the first trade, the trade debate was on the screen for the first trade that actually multiple trades that I took. So maybe you joined late or something. I'm not sure. I showed the trade debate screen and got chopped, I think twice, and then finally caught the short on the, I think the third trade or second trade. Picked up over 20, right at 25 points, a little bit over 25 points, and now this last trade, it basically dropped very quickly, right? So I just basically closed it out. As soon as I talked about it rejecting the EMA, guys, got in and it dropped, and it's still dropping. So if you took the short, if you listen to what I was saying, you're still making money because it's dropping now to the downside. You gotta love it. I mean, there's more continuation. There's 123, chat. Oh man, it's great with Lil Ray. D-Money, I'm only up $8,400 for the day. Yeah, she gone, guys. So this is you got a lot of bearish momentum kind of picking up in the market. Now, keep in mind the 4-hour chart just closed, guys, extremely bearish. Right? 4-hour candle just closed extremely bearish. So if this continues, you know, the question now is, do we have enough momentum to get us down here to 23,981, which was yesterday's daily candles low? So ideally, you would want this current 4-hour candle to push up for some kind of top wick. It has a small wick, right? But you want some, I mean, I would love a bigger wick, right? Kind of pushes up here, maybe to like 24,180, and then sell back off to the downside. So remains to be seen if that's going to happen, guys. But there is a lot of bearish momentum right now in the market, right? So I would not be, there's nothing for me kind of telling me to get long. I'm only short bias right now until otherwise, right? That's just what it is. So maybe we get some kind of retracement, chat, and then you know, you get follow through, but bears are clearly in control at the moment. And yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with kind of waiting to see if you get a retracement to kind of join the party, but bears are currently obviously in control of the market. Maybe no retracement. Yeah, maybe not. So keep in mind, chat, that Trump is tonight's 8 o'clock deadline, right? So that's why I know some people were upset, guys. Some people were upset because I was a little bit more patient today than I normally am to initially start kind of taking these trades, but that's just how it is sometimes, right? There's nothing wrong with being patient when you're waiting for the market to kind of show its hand. And you guys saw that I got chopped a few times. So had to kind of let this set up a little bit more. I initially tried to short the break of the ORB low, and price basically chopped me right back up, right? And then we finally started getting follow through to the downside. When was the last time you blew an account? So I talked about this, I think, last week, guys. Chad, if you think that people online, just because they're a YouTuber, streamer, whatever you want to call it, like that they're not gonna blow accounts, guys, they're lying to you. So I still blow accounts, guys. Full transparency, right? I don't have anything to hide on that. So I still blow accounts. I still have blow up days. I still have days where I go on tilt. Typically for me, it's off stream, right? So maybe middle of the night or something. I'm waking up. Oh, I see a setup. That's when I get in trouble, guys. To be honest, most of the time for me, it's off stream. But yeah, you're gonna blow accounts. So don't think that you're gonna stop blowing accounts. What's gonna happen is that you're gonna blow them at a slower rate as you start to kind of be more disciplined, to be honest. So there's 24,084, chat. More downside. You gotta love it. Make no mistake about it, chat. There is a lot of room. You might not get a deep retracement here. It's not looking like they want a deep retracement. This thing is downtown Julie Brown, guys. Keep an eye out for 24,981 because that could be an area of interest if we're gonna continue lower. So maybe you don't get that. Maybe you don't get that huge retracement. We know that the previous 4-hour candle was bearish. 1-hour candle right now is below the 1450 and 200 EMA, right on the 1-hour chart. This is the 1-hour chart we're looking at. So there is a lot of selling pressure here, guys. A lot of selling pressure. Can you explain why you would not FOMO? So I mean, there's a lot of selling pressure. You just got to measure out your stop, right? That's the question right now. So if you didn't, I mean, I literally talked about shorts, had a lot of momentum kind of flushed down here, right? On this break, 5-minute chart to the downside. So if you got in there, I mean, and you held it, you would basically, you would be up about 80 points. So if you close it out early, which is fine, I mean, you still bagged a ton of points, guys. So the only way you probably don't have you got FOMO is if you miss shorts earlier. But I mean, this is just a bleed out. This is just a bleed out right now, guys. Right? It just, I mean, there's no retracement. So you can enter whenever you want. But you just need that, probably smart to have a measured stop. I think 23,981 is in play here. There it is, 24,020. Flush McGush here, chat. And it just, yeah, it's melting. Exactly. So, kind of pull this up. If the bearish momentum is going to continue, chat, you could obviously be patient. Right, if you want to, you're like, oh, okay, well, I want to wait for a retracement, whatever it is, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Let me kind of pull this up real quick. You're just getting a basic meltdown. That's it. I mean, it's yeah. All right. So there's your 24,000 level, chat. And like I said, that 981 level has to be kind of, you would be looking right for that as a target, because that's the yesterday's daily candles low is in jeopardy at the moment to get taken and swiped. 23,981. So I kind of said that earlier, look out for that level, chat. So if you kind of followed the momentum to the downside, you're up nice. These two accounts basically, right, took a swipe on another account as well. So up about $2,000, just kind of riding the momentum down. And we will go from there. We'll see what else we can come up with here. We only need 200 likes, chat. We'll be at 2,500 likes. So the news that we have today, we are gonna do a giveaway of 20 Lucid cases. We don't know what's inside of those cases, so but we're gonna have a giveaway of 20 Lucid cases today. Onlypropfirms.com/giveaways. Make no mistake about it. So we need a couple hundred more likes. We got 5,400 people tuned into the show at the moment. I appreciate the support, guys. And I have to say, don't wanna skip over this, guys. I was thinking about this last night because I went back and rewatched some of the stream, obviously from yesterday's birthday stream, guys. I appreciate the support. We had 4,400 likes yesterday, chat, and that is cray cray with Lil Ray Ray. So I'm definitely appreciative, chat. I don't take it for granted. I'm gonna continue to do my best. Right, I know PW, obviously you guys know that he's a highly driven person as well, so we're gonna continue to push, guys, to make the streams as best as they can be and keep it entertaining as well. So we appreciate the support. 4,400 likes is cray cray with Lil Ray Ray, so definitely appreciate that, guys. I was talking to my mom last night, and I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, we had a mariachi band here yesterday. She's like, oh, that was so sweet. I'm like, oh man, it was crazy. So we appreciate the support, guys. He's 44. Don't jump, boy. TTV. We're gonna give you a 10-second time out there, sir, for trying to add years to my age there, sir. I'm not 44. So there's the first 10-second timeout of the day for an age violation there, guys. Oh man. He's probably back already because it's only 10 seconds, guys, but I had to do it. I feel a little violated there. People add some years to your age, if you know what I mean. So now, I mean, okay, so you're like, okay, well, there's a lot of bearish momentum. What's the next move? Well, this level has to be in the back of your mind. This 23,981, chat. Because yesterday's daily low, a lot of times that's an area where they love to take price. And right, if they're gonna reject it, maybe they swipe it and then they continue back the opposite direction. So remains to be seen here. Are we gonna get some kind of build out here of some kind of bearish momentum, right? Price pushes up, forms some kind of lower high, and then sells back to the downside? Remains to be seen, right? So this candle was the candle, guys. And this is why, you know, obviously took the short on a break of like that 24,141 area down. And that was a pretty clean, and I verbally said it. I said that looks like a clean rejection off the 14 EMA. Well, it turned out to be a bearish engulfing candle on the 5-minute chart. Right? Bearish engulfing candle, 5-minute chart off the 14 EMA. EMAs are very well spread apart. So that's giving you the classic like setup for downside momentum. Kind of picking up. Right, we had the momentum bearish on the higher time frame, guys. I talked about it, right? The 4-hour chart was bearish. The 1-hour chart was having a battle between the bulls and the bears because it had a long wick at the top and the bottom of the candle, and then it ended up basically dropping to the downside, right? So now the question remains, will we be able to get back above? Like, can we hold this level, or are we going to flush this level, guys? That's the question, right? So you have to be mindful of that daily candles low from yesterday, at 983 level. Because the last time we were here, we had a bullish reaction right back up. And that was on April 5th, basically at market open. You had a drop down here, then you had a rapid push right back up to the upside that started the bullish momentum all the way back to 24,452 eventually. So make a course, DMONEY. Yeah, that's that's more than likely coming here. So just stay tuned for that, chat. Shout out to Shane. I hope you had a great birthday yesterday, DMONEY. Mine is today. Hey, happy birthday, Shane, by the way. Did you find any good freebies yesterday? I got a couple of restaurants trying to lure me with some promos in my email. Yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, I had the same thing. I had a ton of emails. Even all the way to like Publix, chat. Publix is, if you're in, Florida, Publix very well. A few other states, right? Publix was like, hey, come on in and get it. And they actually called me yesterday. It's like weird. So they called me, I guess the one by my house, and they were like, hey, come on in. We got a free cake for you. I'm like, well, I appreciate it, but I'm all caked out. So I had cake left over from my family's gathering on Sunday, chat, and then we had a whole cake yesterday here at the BD8, so I'm all caked out. So I didn't take them up on it, but it was definitely a kind gesture. Free Publix cake, yeah. So shout out to Shane. Happy birthday to Shane. Just dropped a happy birthday in the chat for Shane, guys. You gotta love it. So if you are looking for an entry now for shorts, you want to see this, guys, right? You want to see price push up, form some kind of lower high, bearish engulfing candle, equal high, etc., and then sell back off to the downside, right? So, and you're more than likely kind of eyeing the 14 EMA. So 24,133, you're eyeing that level to try to see if price is going to give you some kind of bearish reaction right off of that level back to the downside. So just need to be patient here, see how this plays out. Trading Nerd 7. Oh man, I don't know what cake you're talking about, sir. We're gonna give you a 10-second timeout just because it's a little early. It is before 10:30, sir. You typically we don't get the comments until 10:30, so you're a little early there. So we figured we'll give you a violation, 10-second violation there, sir. Oh man. So guys, I want to make sure that somebody wrote in the comments the other day that they felt that it was I guess cocky or something to give somebody a timeout. Guys, it's literally fun, guys, right? Just having it, just entertainment is fun, just joking around, having fun with the chat, kind of vibing out. That's all, chat, right? So it's not, I'm not, you know, that's all that it is. I'll just say that. How long is PW gone? PW is out for the rest of the week in Cali, it sounds like, but he will be, sounds like he said he'll be doing some streaming here and there, guys. Just stay tuned to the channel. Same as always, he'll drop a link if he's gonna go live. Keep in mind he is on Cali time, so there's a 3-hour time difference. But he said that he'll probably go live at some point this week, so just kind of keep that in mind. What's your schedule today? Yeah, so today, chat, it's going to be a little different because I do have an appointment, I think at 3:30 today. So I'm probably gonna stream like normal to 12:30, and then go to lunch at 12:30. Come back at 1:30 today, guys, and do probably 1:30 to like 3 or maybe like 2:45, just depending on what I'm kind of looking at as far as traffic, kind of getting to that appointment. So just a heads up on that. Be a regular schedule tomorrow, right? How I normally do. So typically I do 9:30 to 9 to 12:30, go to lunch, and then come back and do 2 to 4. So, but today I'm gonna do to 12:30 chat, and then go to lunch, come back at 1:30, do 1:30 to probably 2:45, 3 o'clock. Because I have an appointment at 3:30, so. Man, it's definitely, most definitely fun. I've been trying to intentionally get put in timeout for the last week just to know the feeling. Oh, man. Yeah, I just wanted to, like, I don't want anybody to think that it's not, you know, just having fun with the chat, guys. That's all it is, right? So, believe it or not, there's people that are kind of like, oh, like, you know, this guy's putting people on timeout. Who does he think he is? Like, kind of deal. It's like crazy, chat. Trust me, there's people out there that feel that way. So, I felt like a celebrity when I got put in that one timeout. So this is the push up that you want if you're to be honest, chat, if you're a bear, because you know you want to basically enter at a better price, right? You don't want to be. So if you kind of notice from the breakout to the downside, we have the 15-minute ORB set up, right? This is the low, that 24,188. So if we've already broken out to the downside below that 188 level, and you've had the momentum kind of step into the market, and you've had, you know, almost a 200-point sell-off to the downside, yeah, you want probably more than likely some kind of push up, and then price starts to get rejected again, right? So you feel more comfortable kind of getting short, because if you short down here after we're almost down 200 points from the break of the ORB low, you know, that's, in my opinion, a little bit more riskier, because price loves to kind of, it's like a rubber band effect, chat, right? You get these drops in or moves in one direction, and then price typically will go back the opposite direction. Make no mistake about it. So just kind of be mindful of that, guys. Being patient here, right? I don't have a setup as of now, right? I'm waiting to see. To be honest, I would love for price to get up to 24,125, right? There, or like 128 area, the 14 EMA. Kind of get up here, form some kind of, you know, rejection off of the 14 EMA, and then start to sell back off to the downside, right? Ideally. Spike down on oil, bearded warrior trades. Yeah, so that's probably why you're getting that push, right? So, but what I'll say is that, so yeah, need to be watching here at this like 130 level, chat. Kind of see if they're able to get it up there, right? I want to see how this reacts at that level. So did we hit 2,500 likes? That's the question. Let's see where we're at, chat. 2,500 likes, yes. So make no mistake about it. We will be giving away 20 Lucid cases today. If you haven't already, onlypropfirms.com/giveaways. Gotta love it. You mind explaining what you qualify as an engulfing candle? Yeah. So if you look here, this is a engulfing candle. I actually had it highlighted on the chart. This is where my cursor is. You see where my cursor is? Like going up and down. That's the bullish engulfing candle. So the qualification for an engulfing candle is that the entire basically candle, including the bodies, etc., the wicks, it engulfs the previous candle. And the funny thing is, this where my cursor is, this candle engulfed the previous two actual 5-minute candles, right? See how you got the large candle body that took out the highs. Basically, you got the wick up here, and then you got the whole entire move to the downside. That's telling you that there's a lot of bearish momentum in the market. So bearish engulfing candles could be an indication that the downtrend has a lot of strength, that there's going to be more downside potential. Now, you can kind of see how you had little to no drawdown even on that next candle, right? If you got short here, it doesn't always play out like this, right? But in this case, you got more follow through on that next candle, right? About a 59 point drop after that bearish engulfing candle. But that was the candle right there where basically when it broke below 24,146, because I like the rejection off of the 14 EMA, because what I've been noticing, chat, is that these touches, right? These touches of the EMA, if they're going to push price down, and you see here you had these setups where you had these lower lows, like lower highs, which ended up being also kind of resulting in lower lows as well, right? So you had a lower high, right? Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high, right? So you're kind of watching at the EMA. So all right, so this is the area, chat, where you're kind of watching now. Does price have enough momentum to pop above 24,000 like 130 area, or is this basically a rejection point where we're going to get more follow through to the downside, right? Because when price is in momentum, the EMAs tend to act as a very strong resistance area, guys, right? So kind of watching now to see if bears are back in control, if they're going to step back in and take us lower, right? So if you're a bear, you don't want us back above 24,130. So if you're short right now, your stop, in my opinion, needs to be 24,130. Because if it breaks that previous candle's high, then you obviously don't want to be in a short anymore. You could be headed back up to like 24,150 or higher, right? So you're looking to see if this is going to reject, basically, kind of like, because we're in the middle right now of a V-shaped recovery on the 5-minute chart. So this could be a little short-term rejection area, and it's happening right now, chat. You're getting a sell-off at the moment, right back down. So far. And that 14 EMA on a 5-minute chart is currently being respected, right? So let's see how this plays out. Got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Current 5-minute candle. I'm going to give it a minute. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with waiting here because you got a very clear V-shaped recovery that's happening. But if this is the area where we just had a touch of that 14 EMA and we had some selling pressure kind of step into the market. So the question now is that going to continue? And bears are trying to take this thing lower, chat, at the moment, right? They're fighting to take this thing lower. So Yeah, it's looking, at the moment, it's looking like an EMA rejection, guys. All right, pretty clean from 124 straight down, right off the 14 EMA. So the bears have stepped back in. You got 2 minutes left on this current candle, 5-minute chart. And you see how you had like a rejection here. So is this going to be the same kind of like setup, right? You had a push right back to the EMA and then a rejection. You had a push currently right back to the EMA, 14 EMA, and then so far a rejection. So let's see how this plays out. You got about 50 seconds left. Where do you sign up? Yeah, onlypropfirms.com/giveaways. We dropped the link in the chat multiple times. So onlypropfirms.com/giveaways. All right, so you got about 28 seconds left here, chat, right? So is this gonna, you see the push up here. So now I wouldn't be looking for a short unless we break back below 24,076, guys. Right? So basically this current candle's the low on the current 5-minute chart needs to be taken out for me to want to get short now, because that reaction, right? You're not trying to short now when you're getting this crazy bottom wick on the current 5-minute chart. So that's not a strong like close, right? You got a 33-point rejection basically, so that's not great off the lows, right? So we could be ready to pop that previous candle. So if you get back below 24,074, you're looking towards 24,020, about 55 points to the downside. But to avoid getting basically kind of like chopped here, chat, because of that candle closure, right? You want to see strong momentum candles like that bearish candle that I pointed out up here at 955, right? You don't want to see a candle like this with a long bottom wick, because that could indicate that price is going to continue to head higher. And we know that this is a V-shaped recovery kind of forming, right? So you want to start seeing it kind of sell off here to the downside. And you're getting that now. You break back below 76. Pretty clean rejection here, chat. So this is your 15-minute chart. Price put in a higher high, did not put in a lower low, right? So that's why I'm saying you need to be a little cautious of the reality here, right? So 30-minute chart, bearish as well, but long bottom wick. See how this plays out. What EMA? Yeah, I used the 1450 and 200 EMA. So what time is the giveaway? Don't you worry, it's coming up. I like shorts below 76, guys. Like that, basically this candle's low, right? You break 24,075.75. And you got about 50 plus points lower, right? That you would pretty much be targeting to the downside. So you break this low like 75 and you're targeting at least to 24,017 or 24,020, about 50 points. But see how, and that's the reason why I'm not shorting here, chat, is because I'm aware of the 30-minute chart candle closure, right? This is the 30-minute chart. You see that long wick? Like you don't necessarily like that, right? So because a lot of times it's kind of telling you that the bulls are stepping back in and they're going to pop these previous candles highs and head higher. So you're trying to be cautious of that. So the thought process would be, if we're going to head lower, we should have enough momentum and strength. And there you go, right? There's the pop, guys, right? This is why I did not want to get short until that low, this 5-minute previous candle's low got taken out, chat. So whoever shorted that, they just got chopped more than likely because they didn't want to wait, right? They didn't want to be patient. You just gotta, so there you go. There's the chop kind of played out. 60-point range on this current 5-minute candle. Gotta love it. Where's the link? Yeah, we dropped the link in the chat. Denny, can you drop the link again? Or Ginger? Onlypropfirms.com/giveaways, guys. All right, so there's the link again, chat. Don't say we did not drop it. We just dropped it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more times, 7 times. So we dropped the link multiple times here, chat. Somebody's gonna say that they did not see the link. That's on them at this point. So we dropped it multiple times here. All right, so you're getting a bit of a chop. There's some choppy chop going on here, chat, right? Notice how that's kind of happening right at the 14 EMA. So need to be patient here. And so clearly, right, if this is a downtrend, if we're going to trend down for the rest of the session, you would expect to see lower highs and lower lows be put in on the 5-minute chart and not kind of like us breaking previous candles highs and putting in higher lows, right? Because you got a low, higher low, higher low. So you need to start seeing, in my opinion, like us break down below like 70 to 75 area for the momentum more than likely to kind of pick up to the downside. Have to learn to take losses instead of blowing accounts. Max, yeah, that's a good point. Shout out to you for being transparent on that, man. So guys, there's nothing you're gonna lose, but you know what it is. I think, chat, you know what it is. I think it's because we have been mentally taught, right? Whether that's going to school, a job, well, I'll say this, a traditional job, chat, right? Where you taking a loss or getting something wrong because you feel that maybe, okay, you got something wrong in the market. Maybe your analysis was off, etc., right? You kind of correlate that to being a failure. And the thing in trading, chat, is that you're going to take losses, but that does not mean that you failed. It just simply means that maybe, you were early on your entry. Maybe price action was a little choppy, whatever it is. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys, that losses are part of the game. You guys saw me get chopped today. I've got chopped multiple times on stream. It's going to happen, guys. Chat, right? So the reality is, though, what is your sizing? Is your sizing appropriate to be able to handle it? Are you confident enough in your ability to kind of take some of these setups and be willing to get chopped and then re-enter if the momentum kind of steps back in? And you guys saw that today. I got chopped on a short, but guess what? Shorts clearly were the play to the downside, right? My entry, tried to trade a breakout to the downside, got chopped, right? Saw price kind of picking up back to the downside, took shorts, right? That's just how it is. But if I went full margin on that first setup, chat, guess what? Now I'm out of ammunition and I can't continue to trade the account, right? Because I either hit my daily loss limit for the day or I blew the account because I wasn't patient enough to kind of wait for price to give me more convincing, I guess, information. So just kind of keep that in mind. Dutch, it's also feeling pressure from social media to win. Yep. So chat, full transparency. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out in this range here, guys, at the moment, right? We need this thing to break in either direction, to be honest. Take out 75. Take out 75 to the downside. Looking to 24,020 area. A lower. We get back above 24,000, like 140. Basically, this candle's high, right? 24,145. Could be targeting 24,000, like 190, which is right at the 50 EMA, guys. So we lose 75. Look out to the downside, right? More than likely here. That's how I'm gonna play it. There's 81. Somebody's gonna say I didn't say it, chat, right? So that's what I would be looking for here, right? Basically, kind of like a break below 75 for more continuation. So you can kind of see how in the EMAs we've had the rejection here. And as of right now, I'm looking at an equal, let's see if that's an equal low, 53.5, 78. All right, 75.75, 76. Yeah, so that's an equal low here, chat, right? So if we're able to break that equal low to the downside, then I feel like the momentum will obviously pick up here. So this is kind of like a make or break area. Just kind of building up. Price is kind of building up for something. So we'll see how this plays out. You got a pretty, do they want, are the bears ready to kind of take us lower here, or are we going to get some continuation to the upside? 1 hour chart right now, you got a long bottom wick here, chat. So that's a little, that is a little interesting here, because you would expect, right, if price is going to kind of continue to the downside, that momentum kind of steps up and takes us lower. So very quickly versus kind of stalling out, right? So you don't want to see a stall here if you're a bear. You want to see quick kind of continuation to the downside. All right, there's 78 again. They're trying again. Four-hour chart also has that bottom wick. So you're kind of watching here to see, is this basically a rejection off the EMAs, guys? That's what I'm kind of watching, right? Is this another rejection for lower lows down towards this area? Or are we going to push right back? Or are we just going to chop here and kind of push you know, push right back up. Quick short here, guys. Let's see if we got the momentum in the market to take us lower or not, right? I'm trying to short here. One contract, not going to sweat it if we get chopped. Saw the rejection off the EMA, going to take the short. Put my stop basically up here at like 100. Actually, I'm not even going to give it that, guys. I'll give it probably about 20 point stop. That's it. All right, there's 5 points. Can we get a little, can we get more to the downside here, right? That's the question. Are we going to roll over? There's 10 points, guys. Quick 10-point flush to the downside. And you're getting a bullish reaction kind of playing around, right? So you had a quick 10 points and now we're getting a chop here, right? So don't like that reaction, actually. Right back up. So you had a quick 10 and I saw, yeah, that's not good. So let me close that. I don't like that reaction, guys. Right, so you had a quick 10-point flush to the downside, saw the rejection out the 14 EMA, want the follow through here, and you're, I mean, if they flush this, you're headed to 20 area, but they do not look like they want to flush it, guys. So I'm going to close that out. I don't like that bottom wick on the 5-minute chart, to be honest. Right, if it gets back below 70, 75, maybe I'll reshort. But you had a quick 10-point winner and we did not get the follow through initially, but it did reject. Had a little bit better close there, guys, right? So I may be looking to re-enter here. Stop would be back above 100. Just didn't like the follow through there, right? I saw some W's in the chat. Congrats to you if you took the Quinn 10 points. Obviously, I wanted more because I feel like there's about a 50-point kind of range there to the downside that it should kind of give if they're going to flush this lower down towards 20,020, chat. Right? If they're really going to flush it. So that's where this box is down here, where that would kind of be a potential target. But you want to see these moves kind of happen quick. If they take a long time, a lot of times they're just kind of building up to push back the opposite direction, kind of trap some people and kind of go from there, right? So that's what I kind of felt, that it was getting a little trappy. And look at what's happening, chat. Oh, man, you gotta love NQ. Clean rejection off the 14 EMA. Okay, all right, all right. A little volatility there. Account blown. Yeah, somebody blew their account. Made no mistake about it. So now you guys, that's a good example of why you see why I kind of gave it a few points, right? 10, probably a lot, what, 11 points, 12 points, guys, close it out. It is what it is. You didn't get the follow through, right? Quick enough. I do like the rejection again off the 14. That's great because it's kind of showing you that level is still kind of holding, right? As an area of resistance at the moment, but you definitely want to see the follow through here. So you want to start seeing like, right, 58 gets broken to the downside, and then we're headed to 24,020 chat. But, you know, you definitely don't like these knee-jerk reactions right back up, because you need follow-through, right? In order to trade momentum, you need follow-through in the direction that you're trying to trade. Without follow-through, I mean, clearly it's not going to work. And you would expect us to be able to, I mean, in theory, probably pick up more than 10 points, chat, right? If the momentum is really to the downside, like why did we just get a reaction on that current 5-minute candle? Kind of measure it out here, right? That top wick of 50 points. 50 points to the upside, guys. So let's see how this plays out. You got a strong rejection wick. Can we get back below 58, targeting 24,020, which was the original kind of like take profit area? And I'm aware as well that the 1 hour chart has that crazy bottom wick, chat. So that's why I wasn't going to hold that short. He had the 10 points, could have took it off, but wanted to try to hold it down to the TP. Didn't happen. But, you know, you're kind of watching to see now. You got a rejection here. This is almost like unconventional, kind of like double top, right? 5-minute chart. You lose 65. You're targeting 24,000, like 24. So let's see how this kind of plays out. Up $250 today. Almost blew my account yesterday. LOL. Yeah, that's trading in a nutshell, man. You're gonna have ups and downs, to be honest. All right, so there's the break, guys, of the previous candle's low. But you're just getting, I mean, you're getting these drops, but then they're pushing price right back up. Right? Where's the follow through? So if we can get back below solid, you know, 57 area, you're targeting 20. Just a matter of, are they going to flush this thing to the downside or not? So from 57 down to 25,000, that's basically the box here, chat. That's where I'm getting that number from, right? This gray box. And I mean, you got even lower back to 24,000. Could be a possibility. About 60 points from here. There's 57, chat. Do they have enough momentum to kind of take us lower here, right, with more downside, or are they going to just kind of chop back and forth? You're below 54. That previous candle's low got swiped, and you would want the continuation here to the downside here, guys. Ideally, right? If they're really going to flush it, this should be a make or break area to kind of head lower. So quick short here. Let's see if we can get continuation down here, guys, or we're going to get a chop fest, right? So entry was 24,056, break at a low. We'll give it a few points. Let's see if we can get down here at least to 25, guys, right? Or they're going to knee jerk this thing back and forth. You got to love it. Chop City. We already had the rejection, so if they really want to flush this thing should go, kind of take off to the downside here. There should be nothing kind of holding us back. So, oh, nope. Yeah, this is not looking good here, guys, for follow through here. So if they wanna, so I'll put it like this. I've had two attempts for shorts and got chopped on both attempts here. So there is nothing that's that's not convincing, I think, at this point, right? We're just not getting the follow through here. Got chopped twice. So this account is still green, but it's not looking too hot. It's up about 200 bucks. And I cannot get follow through here for the downside momentum. Stepping into the market, right? This account's up $190. So let's see what happens, right? So this is not the, oh, and there's the kind of like bearish momentum kind of stepping in. So traded two accounts here. One account's up, and we'll probably get it now, guys. I'm kind of watching, right? You gotta love this, man. So you got, let's pull up these two accounts. So you got one account that's up $1,610, and then you got the other account now that's at 190. So we'll see what we can kind of figure out here in the chop fest. Just can't get follow through. You're getting like this wiki wick action. Shorts, as long as we stay below the 14, you know, you would think that we would kind of get more follow through here. And I'm going off the 30-minute and 1 hour chart, guys. They look bearish. And it's trying to drop again, right? It's looking like they want it, but is this going to be the follow through here to the downside, or are we going to get yoked again? Just not enough kind of like follow through to kind of get us to the promised land of that 24,020. And this is that time, typically between 10:30 and 11:30, you get kind of like a chop fest after the initial move. I was talking to PW about that yesterday. It seems like that's the pattern. $47. You gotta love it. It's gonna go to 20 now, guys. Oh man. All right, there's a 45 tap. Just looks like a slow bleeder on the way down. Just took out the previous candle's low. And that box is at 24,000. The top of it's like 24,023. That I still kind of feel like it's in play here, guys, to be honest. Just taking a while to get down there. You got less than 3 minutes left on the current 1 hour candle, right? This thing is going to close out here, chat. So is that what we're kind of waiting for, the higher time frame candle to kind of play out? You got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. And I feel like that level will get revisited. Yep, there's 43. Took the short there. See if we get more continuation. Not gonna give it a second. 43. So yeah, you're just getting you're getting the move, but it's every kind of drop is getting kind of short played, short lived. So on the way down, by the way, right? Because we're not putting in higher highs, we're putting in lower highs and lower lows, but it's definitely not clean on the way down. All right, so let's see. And there's the 32, guys. Oh man, you gotta love it. Yep. All right. So there's 28. Had to there it is. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, guys. So nasty drop there. Was able to kind of catch some of that on that drop as well. So you gotta love it, guys. There's the follow through that I wanted. It just is that kind of day, chat. You're getting chop, and then you get the move, right? Every move is kind of getting sold off. So there's no other way to explain it, right? Every pop is basically getting sold off. Every drop is getting brought up, but we're headed down. So there it is. So the account's up $620. The other account's up $1,610. We'll take it. So let's see. That's $2,200, guys, on the day. Drop a W in the chat if you took the short and you held. Didn't like the price action, right? Wasn't the cleanest price action, chat, by all means, but clearly, and there's 24,000. You gotta love it. And there's the 11 o'clock. There's the 11 o'clock new 1 hour candle, chat, that gave us the low right at 23,981 for the break to the downside. So, all right, well, either way, guys, right? It's playing out. We just getting a little choppy chop on the way down. Felt pretty good about the rejections off the 14 EMA. And I probably got chopped. How many times today, chat? Probably 3 times, and had to re-enter for the directional move. So you got to love it. But never fear. The profit is still here. So saw a lot of W's in the chat. Do me a solid if you haven't already, guys. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. We just out here trying to make a little money. W and past a 50K in one trade. Nice. Yeah, it just, I mean, you see it, right? I mean, that's the thing that's frustrating, guys. Like, I get frustrated like everybody else. It's because if you feel pretty good about a directional move, you're obviously trying to, you're taking the directional, you're trading in that direction, right? In this case, to the downside. You saw the rejection off the 14. It just kept kind of giving you these knee-jerk reactions back up that you don't want to see, right? So as an example, this bottom wick, right, 15 points right back up. That's not great going into the close of that candle, right? So then you get the follow through, right? So 1 5-minute candle, basically, right, that last 5-minute candle going into the close of the 1 hour chart gives you 58 points to the downside, guys. I mean, that's just what it is. Right, the EMAs are being respected here, chat. The thought process was that if we're gonna continue and have a downtrend day, we're gonna respect the EMAs, because typically that's what happens when you have a nice down day, right? The EMAs are very well respected. We know that they're very well spread apart. So was hunting for that continuation. It just took a while to kind of break down to the downside. That's all. Middle of downtrend and 1 minute channel. Yeah, it's definitely a downtrend. I mean, you could, well, clearly, chat, I agree with you. I'm not saying it's clearly, I've taken nothing at this point but shorts, but it's been a little choppy on the way down, right? Because you're getting some of these pushes back up and then the candle closes bearish, right? So that's where it's a little bit trickier, especially like I'm not giving a lot of these trades more than 10 to 12 point stop loss, guys. If you guys notice that, I'm trying to chop it before, you know, it gets out of control, because I can always re-enter. And I felt, you know, that this box was a target area of interest if we were going to head, you know, back to the downside. And obviously we just swiped that area. We just actually took out yesterday's daily candles low. Keep that in mind, chat. We just swiped 23,981.50, which is yesterday's daily candles low as well. Giveaway time. Yeah, we got the giveaway of 20 Lucid cases coming, chat. Let me get a clarification on what time that's gonna happen. And there's 23,977. Yeah, I mean it's pretty classic kind of move there, right? So we know that people got chopped. They tried to probably buy here. You know, if you short it, just as an example, guys, well, I'm saying the market, right? So here, if you try to get short, you probably got chopped on that pop. If you try to get short here, you probably got chopped, right? Because you had all of a sudden a bullish reaction back of 46 points to the upside. And look at the selling pressure kind of stepping in here, chat. So that's what I'm kind of explaining, guys, right? A lot of the moves aren't clean. So now if you had a wider stop, that's a different story. If you're willing to give it a wider stop, I wasn't willing to give it more than 10, 12 points, to be honest. How low can it go? I saw that question in the chat. Well, all right. So this is the 4-hour chart, chat. And this is the area I was kind of talking about, right? That got swiped. 23,981. So make no mistake about it, that there is more room to the downside here. There is more room. So just depends on if they want to take it there. But 4-hour chart, I mean, you have to kind of point out this area here, guys. Could be an area of interest. That's the closest area on the 4-hour chart that's kind of sitting down there, right? 23,761, chat. Could be in play. Daily chart as well. That's basically that long wick here from April 2nd. That long bottom wick, chat. That's basically the low, right? That kind of includes the low there. So just kind of keep that in mind, that there is a lot of room, you know, about 200 points left for the closest area that could be possibly support on the higher time frame, if they want to flush it lower. A lot of times we will get some kind of upside move because we've just taken out yesterday's daily candles low. Just past my 550. I think you meant to say Lucid accounts. Thanks to DMONEY. Hey, congrats. Happy for you. Yeah, I mean, you know, guys, a lot of times it's not going to be super clean. You want, obviously, I would love every trade to kind of work out and be super clean, but that's just not going to happen on every single setup, right? So that's where the risk management part kind of comes in. because you could be right on the direction, chat, but then you get a 50-point random retracement, right? And that kind of happened on some of these candles on the way down. So think about that, chat. You can have the direction down pack, but you have to kind of account for maybe there's going to be chop, right? That's why you need to have at least a mental stop if you're not physically putting stops on the chart. So that way, if there is some chop, you are able to kind of account for it. And if I start seeing like price, you guys kind of saw that, right? One of these candles, right, start forming a crazy bottom wick, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's not ideal. You don't like to see that because you want to see momentum like this candle where my cursor is, right? Kind of step into the market. Solid candle, more downside, right? So this level down here could be in play. Middle 700s, right? 23,755 all the way down to like 23,000, like 669 area. Just depends on if they want to flush McGush to continue, right? If they want the flush McGush to continue here, chat. That's just what it is. So you got to keep in mind, it looks cleaner than, right? A lot of times when you go back in hindsight. So if you didn't trade and you're coming to the market like right now, guys, right? You're like, oh yeah, that was a clean like downward. It was like, oh, not necessarily. Why did we have this random pump, right? This is what I'm talking about. Like, why did we have this random pump of 45 points just to come right back down and then obviously flush lower, right? 140 points lower. So that's kind of keep that in mind. Got chopped this morning, but was able to hold that short up 5K on Take Profit Pros. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow. Hey, nice. Nick, DMONEY, I've blown about 30 accounts in the last 5 months. I finally got a payout that paid all that back and then some. Thanks, big dog. Oh man, Nick, congrats, man. I'm happy for you, man. Guys, nothing makes me feel better as a member of the BDH in regards to people getting payouts. It happened, and I'm not gonna lie, chat. More like there's typically a few, at least a few every week. Somebody's kind of reaching out and saying like, hey man, I got my first payout, or I got a payout. Thanks for everything you do. Guys, that's words of encouragement. And I definitely appreciate it, because a lot of times you'll get people that, you know, sometimes in the chat, you get haters, whatever you want to call them, guys. But it's always nice to have, you know, people that reach out to you and give you words of encouragement, and it makes you want to go harder. So that makes me want to be a better streamer, chat, and a better trader. So I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words, but you did all the work. I don't hit buy or sell for anybody. So yo, D, this market has been the toughest market I've ever traded. Holy, I made money, but it's tough. Yeah, Rambo. Yeah, without a doubt. It's been because you're getting these like choppy moves, chat. That's the problem, right? So that's why it's a little bit more difficult right now. Some people are not even trading. I'm gonna be honest, chat. You got people out there, people that I used to watch, because make no mistake about it. When I first got into futures, obviously PW was the first person I stumbled upon, guys. But when I was trading Forex and I was kind of watching just people stream online, chat, like, oh, price action, looking at structure and all that stuff, you know, I'm aware of other streamers out there, and this is not to throw shade at anybody, because I honestly don't, you know, communicate with anybody outside of PW, obviously, chat. So, but the thing is that I know that there's people out there that have had, you know, because I see the posts that pop up online, right? Oh, today was a red day. You know, today was a no trade day for me, etc. Right? Because when you're getting, I remember last week we had a looked like bearish momentum was in the market, chat. You had a 150 point drop on a 5-minute candle, and the next immediate candle that opened was 150 points right back up the opposite direction. So that just kind of gives you an idea, right, of like what we've been dealing with. And not only that, but we've been stuck in these ranges, right? The market's been ranging, and I mean, it's been definitely very interesting. I think that now the question is gonna be, if this Iran thing kind of finalizes and it's over, right? Will that give us more kind of like better price action? Who knows? Remains to be seen, chat. just gotta take what you can get. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with taking profit off the table. I saw quite a few people on one of the trades where I got chopped. They took 10 points, right? These other trades gave you more than 10 points, right? The first trade, I think that was a winner. I picked up over 25 points, and if you held it, you picked up probably 50 points, 60 points, right? It just depends on how long you want to hold and if you're satisfied with the profit when the moves actually come, right? Because we know that there's going to be some kind of, momentum in the market at some point. The frustration is, though, when it looks promising and then all of a sudden it's a chop fest. So I get you, man. Shout out to Blush Brown 7731. You are amazing. I finally have patience. That was my problem. I could make $1,200 to $1,500 with no problem, but after 11:30 was my downfall. Market slow down and I lose patience, but no more. Yeah, and that's the thing, chat. PW talks about that all the time. He says that his best trading typically is in that first hour and a half, right? You got to know yourself as a trader, because that's typically where the momentum, the majority of the momentum is in the market, guys. If you kind of notice where my cursor is right now, that bearish engulfing candle on the 5-minute chart, that started, in my opinion, the downtrend, right? The very clear momentum downtrend. Because up here, yeah, we have rejections, but there's wicks right back up. So that to me is kind of choppy, right? This momentum candle, 955, was the start of the downtrend. Broke out below the ORB, and then you just had the shorts there. You had a retracement to the EMA, got a little choppy again, and then we started to pick up momentum back down. So now, if you missed all of that, you're like, okay, well, where's my next entry? Now you got to be a little bit more cautious, because we just swiped the previous daily candle's low at 23,981.50, chat. So once that happens, you have to be a little bit more cautious, in my opinion, because NQ loves to take out previous daily candles lows, and then you get some kind of drastic push right back up, right? So all of a sudden you blink and then you're back above 24,188. So, but if the downtrend is going to remain, nothing has changed for me in regards to still watching this 14 EMA, because if you guys notice, we have not had a candle that closed above the 14 EMA on the 5-minute chart, chat, basically, right, on this whole move down. Think about that. So that's a very strong level of resistance at the moment. Doesn't mean that price can't come out and pop that 14 EMA in a heartbeat. Clearly, that happens all the time. However, when price is in a strong downtrend, price tends to respect the EMAs very well. So that's what you would be kind of looking out for now, is can we stay back below 24,047, right? That's the 14 EMA. That's where you're kind of watching, right? So can we stay back below that? Or if we're going to flush it, and look at what's happening as I say that, chat. We just popped the EMA. So that daily candle low that got swiped, chat, that is you have to be cautious when that happens, because a lot of times there's a lot of bullish momentum that kind of steps into the market after swiping a previous daily candle's low. And that's clearly, literally as I'm saying it, it's happening. It's kind of playing out right now, right? Cray with Lil Ray. Big reversal might be coming, yeah. So if you look at a higher time frame, chat, right? So this is the 1 hour chart. So the 1 hour chart, you swipe this low, you swipe the low, and right, and then you had a violent push right back up. This is where I would not be looking at the moment to kind of get short until we're able to get a strong rejection right back off the 14, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, chat, that we just swiped a major level that was technically kind of acting as support, and we were able to push right back above it. So keep that in mind. So need to be patient. You got about 2 minutes and 25 seconds left on the current 5-minute candle. All right, guys. Never fear. The Lucid giveaway winners are here. So we got 20 names that's coming across the screen. Make no mistake about it. So if you're one of the 20 people that won a Lucid case, congrats to you, because we don't know what's in that case, but you're gonna find out. So congrats to the winners, chat. As promised, 20 Lucid cases given away. Shout out to Lucid. Right now, trading accounts also are 40% off with the code PW. You already know. So congrats to the winners, chat. I see them coming across the screen. Make no mistake about it. So congrats to the winners. So keep in mind, chat, over the last 2 days, that is basically, we gave away 100 accounts yesterday, and we have 20 cases to give away for Lucid today. So that's technically 120 giveaways, if my math serves me correctly, chat. So you gotta love it. So congrats to the winners. If you didn't win a Lucid case today, chat, never fear. Tomorrow is here. Mentally, right? Because it's not here in the present, but it's coming. It's near. So we could, you never know what tomorrow's gonna bring, chat, right? We're gonna keep it popping. Make no mistake about it. But congrats to the winners of today's giveaway. What is the case? Yeah, so basically right now, Lucid has a pretty cool thing set up where you log in if you're an existing Lucid customer and you've purchased accounts from them in the past. They also posted it on X, I believe on Sunday. You're able to, when you log into your dashboard, there's a case. You click on it and it, there's either going to be a free account, a discount, etc. Right? That's what the Lucid case is. We don't know what's inside of your case, obviously, if you're one of the 20 winners. So best of luck to you. But that's what a case is, right? It's like a mystery. It's kind of like a mystery box. You gotta love it. Oh, man. Victor Torres, hey DMONEY, what are you, when you eating a glizzy, what toppings do you go for? Yeah. So yeah, Victor, we're gonna give you a 10-second time out there, sir. Clearly you were aware that it was about that time where it starts to get a little shaky in the chat. So make no mistake about it. We're gonna give you a 10-second timeout for the glizzy comment there, sir. Trying to wonder about the condiments on DMONEY's glizzy. No, sir. So yeah, you got a 10-second timeout there. You gotta love it. We know, we're well aware, chat, that this is the time where people start to feel a little free here. Maybe their P&L's looking a little good and they feel good, right? There's no other way to explain it. So I'm very familiar with this time of day, and clearly we've seen a spike and obscene and very open comments that people feel free to discuss. But make no mistake about it, the timeout button's still working here, so you got a 10-second timeout. Oh man, you gotta love it. Hey DMONEY, do you only trade Nasdaq? Yeah, I only trade NQ. So all right, this is very interesting here, chat. So you have, make no mistake about it, you actually have, right, you're watching if you're a bear, because this is another make or break area for the bears, chat. You want to see how price reacts at this 14 EMA. Once again here, chat, because if we're able to stay below the level, you are right at the moment, it's 24,052, then you could be targeting new lows attempted to be put in on the session, right? Back below 23,943. If we pop the 24,053 area and we're able to start closing above it, well, that's something that has not happened, chat, since basically 9:25 this morning. So this is a make or break area for the bears, in my opinion, where they could want to take price lower and kind of trap some of these people that's trying to buy this thing up. So need to kind of watch how this plays out here, chat. There it is, right? So there's the rejection again off so far off the 14 EMA. You got about a minute and 25 seconds left. Current 5-minute candle. Chop until 3, yeah, maybe. D-Money laugh is like a rich man. Oh man. Deadlift 1974. Can you shout out Jason from Northern Ireland? Well, hey, shout out to Jason from Northern Ireland. Let's go. Hopefully you're rocking out. You're watching the stream. We appreciate the support. You gotta love it. Do you ever use heat map? No, I do not. I do not. I don't have anything against any indicator out there, Chad. I've said that multiple times. I know we got new people that are tuning into the show. We appreciate that. But yeah, I don't have anything against any indicator. I'm actually a believer that every indicator works as long as price is trending, right? So meaning that like today, we're in a downtrend market so far, right? You got these rejections off the EMAs. So probably a pretty good chance that every indicator that you have out there is probably going to work pretty well when price is rejecting like some of these areas. So, all right. So you had a close below the 14 EMA. So ideally you would want to see price kind of push up, form some kind of top wick, and then continue back to the downside, right? Back towards 24,000 if this is going to continue lower. Right, respect the EMA, guys. Respect that previous candle's high, right? If we pop 24,053, that's not great for bears. So that would be the area where you're kind of watching to see if we're able to get back above it. So if we're able to get back above 24,053, then you are definitely you have to be short-term concerned if you're a bear, in my opinion, because we've respected the EMA so well for the last basically 2 hours, chat, plus, right? So all of a sudden you're like, oh well, we're not that's not holding anymore. So and it's almost 11:30 here, chat, right? Almost 11:30. Took multiple trades, called out multiple trades, got chopped on a few times, right, as well. Still green, we'll take it. Up over $2,200. Not complaining at all. It is what it is. So you're just definitely watching though this area. So if you want it, like, all right, so some people, chat, they're always like, hey, well, the EMAs don't work. Well, you're not just going off the EMAs, you're looking at price action. So technically this should be technically, right? You're kind of also watching this to see, because you're like, well, we just had a rejection of this level. So is this a rejection and more continuation to the downside? That's what you're kind of watching, chat. So because if you're a momentum trader, you're not just going off the EMAs, you're obviously going off price action. That's going to be the #1 indicator because it's real time. There's no delay. There's no lag time. So you're watching for a reaction at this level. So you would expect if we start kind of selling back off to the downside, you start breaking previous candles low, 24,024 area, then you are targeting back to this 23,981. I would be definitely cautious right now though, because like I said earlier, chat, we just swiped a previous daily candles low and we closed as a doji, right? Like a kind of like a bear, you can call it a bearish pin bar, right? Long bottom wick, small candle body, But a lot of times you will get a bullish reaction like back up after you see that kind of closure on the higher time frame. So just be cautious that could be getting a pop here because we've already swiped that kind of like major level, in my opinion. Need to start seeing previous candle lows get broken before I'll be interested in more shorts at the moment. 5-minute chart, that is. V recovery, yeah, it could be. Just gotta wait, be patient, see how this plays out. Because it looked the same here, right? You see where my cursor is, chat? You had a nice V recovery, but that was only back to the EMA, and you started getting rejections back to the downside, right? So just be aware of that. D, has the market ever been this violent? Heard a lot of OG traders say it moves more in 1 hour than it used to in a day. Yeah, I mean it's so you got to understand that to be honest, the price action that we've been getting over the last, I would say probably 4 or 5 days of the market being open, chat, not including obviously like short time, abbreviated time for Easter, etc. That's actually the best price action that we've had in a few months, chat, because it was worse, right? It was super choppy. At least now we're getting like, some decent kind of like setups, momentum setups, but then make no mistake about it, price typically kind of hibernates after those moves and, it gets a little bit more choppy. So, all right, so there's a push above the 14, chat. Looks like this is going to be the first candle that closes above the 14. There it is. So that trend has been broken now, right? This is the first candle in over 2 hours, chat, that has been able to close above the 14 EMA. So let me take this off. So it's hard to be, all right. So you definitely, I would not be looking to get short here until we start breaking those previous lows. So now you're looking, you need to switch more than likely to the higher time frames, guys. You see how in a 15-minute chart you had that basically a bearish pin bar. You had a nice bullish momentum candle. So now you're kind of watching, right? Does the bulls have enough momentum to pop that previous candle's high? So you're talking about 24,087, right? Do they have enough momentum to kind of push us higher towards the 14 EMA on the 15-minute chart, 24,112? Or are we going to sell back off to the downside? So let's see what happens. You've had like these long wicks, and then you've had selling pressure kind of step back into the market. So let's see, right? You got a V shape, kind of like recovery. You're in the midst of it. You had a nice strong candle that closed above the 14 EMA after that bearish candle. Typically, you get more upside here, guys, when that occurs. Did I miss the giveaway? Yeah. We got the names going across the top of the screen. So we had 20 giveaways of Lucid, 20 Lucid cases today, chat. That was the giveaway for today. We hit 2,500 likes, so we wanted to make sure that we did something. We hit 25 likes, so we wanted to make sure we did something right and give you the giveaway. So we had 20 Lucid cases. Actually, we're at 2,800 likes, chat. I appreciate the support. Can we hit 3,000 likes? We still got 4,000. We got 4,100 people tuned into the show. It's 11:30, chat. We only need 200 likes to hit 3,000. Yesterday we hit 4,400 likes, which was a record. Super humbled by it, chat. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate the support. So can we get 3,000 likes on the stream? That's the question. So yeah, you gotta be semi-bullish here, guys, because we were able to close above that 14. That to me is telling that that temporary downtrend has been broken, and you are targeting for more upside here at the moment. So as long as we can hold and stay above 24,055, that's the 14 EMA on a 5-minute chart, you have to be looking at 24,133, right? That would be the level that could be in play. If we start breaking back down to the downside and we start closing back below the 14 and we start putting in lower lows, then obviously you're targeting back below 23,981. So, but you know, you can kind of see here, you had the high up here, lower high, right? So if the bulls are gonna push this thing, you want to see the momentum kind of step in here pretty drastically to the upside. And like I said, 24,000 like 130 area, chat. That would be the area that you would definitely be kind of looking out for in the midst of this recovery so far. Nice crazy wick off the bottom of the 14 EMA as well. $15-minute chart. Obviously, higher low, higher high compared to this bearish pin bar. So do they have enough momentum to pop us up here towards 24,114? That's the question. All right, we need less than 100 likes, chat, and we will be at 3,000 likes on the stream. So that would basically be cray cray with Lil Ray Ray, because we had 4,400 likes yesterday. And that would be followed up by 3,000 like day. So do me a solid if you haven't already, guys. Hit the like button if you're not subscribed to the channel. We rock out Monday through Friday, no later than 9 a.m. Just trying to make a little monies. We appreciate the support. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and you will get a notification when we are live. If you rock out with us every day, well, you already know. We love you. All right, so yeah, it looks like it's Trump speaking. I see that. Yeah, let's pull that up. Let me see if this guy's speaking. Where is he speaking at, guys? What channel? Longs are the bulls are temporarily in play here, chat. Oh yeah, Trump warns Iran whole civilization will die tonight unless deal struck. Wow. Cray cray with Lil Ray Ray. Fox News. Tweeted earlier. Yeah, I saw the tweet. Yeah, I saw that. All right, so let's see if there's anything recent though, right? Because we know that a lot of times that's kind of delayed. All right, there's more continuation there, chat. To the 90s. All right, so I see JD Vance. Let me check this real quick. Let's see what he's talking about, guys. Give me 1 second. Let's see what he's kind of talking about here. All right, so you got the vice president. remarks at Friendship Day event in Hungary. So let me switch over to that. Give me 1 second here, chat. Let me find that on this stream. Give me 1 second.
An exciting era of new ties on everything ranging from energy security to business and trade cooperation to closer cultural bonds. So I want to say, my friends, thank you. Thank you for hosting me, and thank you for being a great friend of the United States of America.
So apparently Trump was on the phone. He called in to this speech, chat. So just kind of listening for a second, right, to see if there's anything that's going to be mentioned.
This evening, I wish to address every man and woman in Hungary, young and old, citizens of every region, of every age, and of every background. I want to speak to the mothers and fathers of Hungary, to the grandparents who recall the dark days of communism and those first lights of freedom, to the hardworking families who strive to give their children happy and healthy lives, to the young men and young women who seek to start families and careers themselves, and to everyone in this audience specifically, the young, bright, patriotic Hungarians who care passionately about this strong nation and its future. I am here for a simple reason, because I admire what you are fighting for. You're fighting for your freedom, you're fighting for your sovereignty, and I am here because President Trump and I wish for your success, and we are fighting right here with you. We want no more and we ask no more than to be allies against those who seek to push Hungary down. And you have drawn the attention of the American people, really people all across the world, because Hungary has been on the front lines of such foes.
So we know that obviously the vice president is not Trump, chat, but you still, in my opinion, need to be aware. If he's speaking, ain't no mistake about it, there could be some volatility in the market, right? And it looks like you just had Trump kind of call in, so that's why we're kind of tuned into this.
Said no. And when a war erupted in your neighborhood, you were kind and generous. You opened your neighborhoods, your homes, and your hospitals. But you never forgot the needs of your own people and why to Hungary, Hungarians must always come first.
The like button's definitely working. We're over 3,000 likes, so somebody's saying that the like button's not working on the stream. It's definitely working. We're over 3,000 likes. I appreciate the support, guys.
And for all these reasons, the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, and the American people, we admire you. And we want
maybe refresh your
to make a decision about your
try to hit
future
refresh and try to go back in.
no
Probably work for you.
Forces pressuring you or telling you what to do. I'm not telling you exactly who to vote for. But what I am telling you is that the bureaucrats in Brussels, those people should not be listened to. Listen to your hearts, listen to your souls, and listen to the sovereignty of the Hungarian people. Unlike unlike some of the leadership of Brussels, I'm not threatening you or telling you that we're going to withhold funds to which you're legally entitled. You will make the decision about Hungary's future, just as my fellow Americans will make the decision about America's future. So I come here not in the spirit of telling you what to do. I come here in the spirit of friendship to offer a few observations about our shared civilization and how we can advance it together. You have advanced that civilization boldly in recent years, and you have done so with Viktor Orban at the helm of a proud Hungarian nation. But boldness, we know this, boldness attracts naysayers. And that is something I want to talk about for a bit. A shared threat from within that both of our nations face. I speak, of course, of a far-left ideology given quarter in university circles, in the media, and in our entertainment industry, and increasingly among bureaucrats on both sides of the Atlantic. Now, its followers don't see Western society as flawed, yet worthy of reform. Instead, they view the very foundations of our shared civilization as illegitimate. In Western history, they don't see a proud tradition, they see only injustice. In our borders, they see exclusion and racism. In Christianity, they see not liberation, but oppression. And in the family, they see constraint. Their most radical members, of course, tear down monuments to our national heroes or throw buckets of fake blood on precious artworks in museums. They stage assassinations of law enforcement officers. They set fire to churches. They declare they're never going to have kids lest they increase their carbon footprint. But we, of course, we see something different, my friends. We defend our borders because we know that it's the most vulnerable among us who suffer when our streets are given over to chaos and violence. Some of them call themselves feminists, pretending they care about women. Yet it is their policies that have seen an explosion of migrant crime and sexual assault against the very women they claim to protect. We believe in energy security because we don't want the least of us to be unable to afford to heat their homes or to drive themselves to work. They say they care a lot about corruption. They take it very seriously. But they turn a blind eye to the corruption of Brussels, which has seen bureaucrats become millionaires by threatening and cajoling the sovereignty of the people across this beautiful continent. Now, you all know this. Much has been made about our administration. The European press asks constantly, do Trump and Vance, do they have something against Europe? Let me be clear. We love Europe. We love it. How can we not? We were birthed from this continent, the United States of America. We love its people. We love its culture. We love its beautiful architecture. And we love the amazing history of this continent. But because we love this culture and these peoples, we reject the faceless bureaucrats who would drive your energy costs through the roof and open your country to millions of unvetted foreigners in the name of progress. And in Hungary, I actually see real progress under a man named Viktor Orban. I see a trading partner who will bring in record investment from the United States of America. We've invested more in Hungary than we ever have in our history. I see I see clean streets where people of different faiths and tourists of all nationalities can enjoy a drink or a nice walk in safety and security. I see a government that invests in its own people, in promoting families, creating good jobs, and building an education system that teaches love of country rather than hatred of civilization. And most of all, my friends, because I'm the Vice President of the United States, I see what the bureaucrats hide from many of you. Energy costs are higher in almost every country in Europe than they are in Hungary. That's because Viktor Orban has fought for energy security while most European political leaders have not. I see the way those same leaders sneer at the normal, God-fearing people of Hungary. I see how they call the people of Hungary and America backwards for wanting cheap electricity bills. I see the way they look down on peacemakers like Viktor, a man who has done more than any leader in Europe to bring about a successful resolution to the war between Russia and Ukraine. I see the way they look down at, they scoff at European and American peoples who want job security and control of migration. And most of all, I see that those who hate Europe the most, who hate its borders, its energy independence, the people who hate its Christian heritage, they hate one man above all others, and his name is Viktor Orban. And if they hate him, it means he's on your side. To them, I'm going to say the reason you hate Viktor is because he is for the people of Hungary. And I stand here today because President Trump and I stand with Europe. We stand for sovereignty. We stand for Hungary. And we stand shoulder to shoulder with the man who has done more to defend those values than anyone else, Viktor Orban. You know, the leaders of this country, perhaps more so than any other across Europe, understand that Western civilization, so despised by the left, it's not something that's self-sustaining. We can't sit on our hands and expect that everything is going to be fine. Our civilization, we've got to work at it. We've got to renew it. We've got to defend it. The people in this room understand that sovereignty and national identity are not problems. They are a necessary part of the solution. And when one country protects its sovereignty, even a country of 10 million people in the heart of Europe, it raises uncomfortable questions for those who insist there is no alternative. There is an alternative, and it's right here in Hungary.
Chat, man. Oh, man.
Think about this. If Hungary can secure its own borders, others can do the same thing. And if they do not, if they fail to control migration, that is by choice. If Hungary can place its own workers first, there's no reason that its neighbors can't do the same. And when they do not, that too is a choice. Viktor and this entire political leadership, they become a target of the bureaucrats because he shows that real sovereignty is possible. He shows you can be pro-Europe, you can be pro-America, and you can be pro your own people, and he's showing it in spades. And you all know this, but we're not just protecting our own people, the citizens of our respective countries. We're protecting the ideas that allowed those people to flourish for hundreds and sometimes thousands of years. We just
He's
celebrated
wearing
Easter,
eyeliner.
of course.
Yeah, somebody said that
2,000 years,
initially,
our
chat, when he
civilization has
first
been
got
shaped
like
above all,
sworn in, right?
beyond
That
all, by
he
the
was wearing
sacrificial
eyeliner,
love
but
of
then I
Jesus
guess they
Christ.
came out and said that he doesn't. So who knows, guys? That's been like a running like kind of like thing since he's been in office, but I think that got debunked, to be honest.
Built upon the laws of Moses and the laws of Rome, and that society has produced not oppression, but the most free, tolerant, and prosperous
Somebody said I'm hungry too.
societies in the history of humanity.
Yeah, it's getting close to lunchtime. Make no mistake about it.
God-given natural rights, a sense of duty to one's neighbors, an obligation to protect the weak and the vulnerable, a belief in free will and individual conscience. No set of ideas has brought mankind closer to universal human dignity and flourishing. From those principles that founded our civilization, everything else flows. The way we pray, the way we form and raise our families, our sense of law and order, and the way we dispense justice. These are truths rooted in Scripture, but let's be honest, not every society shares them. Because our civilization, while I believe it's universally true, it has not been universally adopted. It is not the default state of human existence. The greatness of London or Munich or a picturesque village on Lake Balaton, it's easier to take for granted when it's the world you already live in. But that world didn't spring from nowhere. It had to be built. Every brick of that beautiful Parliament building here, every span of bridge across the Danube, every law, every custom, all belong to work of generations built over time. But what's been built over generations can be undone in a single lifespan. That means that what our ancestors built, we're proud of it, and we love them, we must protect. I think this audience, this group of people, uniquely understands the stakes. Because the story of Hungary, I saw this when I was here a few years ago, I've seen it again today, is of a people who have repeatedly prevailed over those who would erase their sovereignty. And in that process, those people tried to erase what makes Hungary so special to begin with. Now, most recently, of course, that came in the form of communism, a lie that took the noble pursuit of equality and claimed it could be enforced by gunpoint. That's no coincidence. You all know this better than I do, that once in power, the communists in Hungary set about dismantling every institution that gave this great nation its character. They shuttered churches. They rewrote history. They framed 1848 not as a national revolution, but as a mere prelude to a Marxist struggle. And they didn't do it all at once. They did it piece by piece. What they themselves called slicing the salami, removing one by one the institutions that anchored Hungarian life. But ultimately, thanks be to God, the spirit of King St. Stephen prevailed in this nation.
Oh man, they said they spelled learning center wrong. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
And today, what I'm asking is
Guys,
very
who's saying
simple.
that
I want us all to renew that spirit together.
Who said that the like button? What's wrong with the like button, chat, on the stream? There's nothing. The likes are literally going up. It was 3,100. It was 3,000 likes. Now it's at 3,100 likes. So 3,100 people were able to hit the like button. So I'm not sure who's saying that the like button's broken. It's not broken. We're at 3,100 likes.
And choose a real leader this weekend.
So clearly it's not broken. You might have to log out, log back in. To register your like if it's not for some reason not taking your like, but it's not definitely not broken.
talking about a leader who feels real pride in this place, in its history, in its culture, and in its way of life. A leader who will fight to preserve those things while also building a better future. Because the real divide in our time it's much more fundamental than partisan labels or specific policies. It's fundamentally between those who believe in the future and those who do not. Across the West, we've got a small band of radicals, people who do not believe in the future and are often the very people who so wish to govern us. It's kind of weird. If they don't believe in the future, why do they want a life in politics? Yet they speak not of renewal for our nations, but management. They're not trying to build a great future. They're trying to manage the decline of the greatest civilization in the world. Some of them say things like, human beings are no more than pollution upon the earth. They look at our cultures and our borders. They look at the very idea of a nation and ask how we can get rid of them. Every position, I believe, flows from this fundamental error. They reject mothers and motherhood, fathers and fatherhood in the name of liberation. They condemn children to mutilization and sterilization in the name of gender care. And they practice institutional murder in the name of, quote, end of life planning. And if you dare speak up about it, they will fight using the modern tools of social media to silence you through censorship. We understand that we have a sacred duty to protect life, to defend the value of our people's hard work, to invest in our workers, our families, and our industry.
Republican view, the like button is not working in any way, shape, or form. We just hit 3,200 likes, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure why you're having issues with the like button, but we just went up 100 likes since the last time I called that out. So maybe you're kind of trolling, trying to get people to hit the like button or something. So, but it's clearly working. So. But never fear, 3,200 likes is here, so I appreciate the support, guys.
That's why President Trump sent me to stand here with Victor today, something I'm very proud to do. Because I believe our nations are incredibly capable of greatness when we come together. Our work is not zero-sum. Indeed, it cannot be, because our goal is always to build a better life for our people. These bureaucrats, they've given us a false choice. Think about this. They tell us that the options are between isolation and globalist integration. They have framed their project as the inevitable future, even as their very institutions stagnate and crumble. But we know there's a better way. Cooperation between countries with shared values and parallel destinies. That is the story of Hungary and America, and we're going to keep fighting for it. A lot of you may not know this, but this is the story of a much longer Hungarian-American friendship. When my own country sought its independence 250 years ago, almost to the month, it was a Hungarian soldier by the name of Michael Kovács who helped found the first American cavalry units, ultimately giving his life in our struggle for independence against the British Empire.
Chat. Great,
a generation later, Americans welcomed Louis Kossuth, the hero of 1848 and the father of Hungarian democracy. Now, Kossuth was greeted in the United States like a rock star, much better than a politician. His arrival in the more general cause of Hungarian independence, it captured the imagination of our young nation. He received the distinction, the second foreigner ever in our nation's history after Lafayette, to address a joint meeting of Congress. and his bust stands in the United States Capitol to this very day. Now, during that trip, I didn't realize this until a few days ago, that during that trip to the United States, Kossuth visited my home state of Ohio to make his case for Hungarian independence. We have some Ohio fans over here, that's good. Before the state legislature in Columbus, Ohio, he declared, quote, "The spirit of our age is democracy. All for the people and all by the people. Nothing about the people without the people. My nation." He went on, "My nation will rise, called to resurrection by the eternal principles of the law of nature and of nature's God." Even then, this great Hungarian patriot was aware of the intimate link between sovereignty, between self-government, and between our divine creator. And I'm proud to say that according to the history books, the part of the country that gave him the proudest reception and the biggest reception during his entire time in America was my hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio. You have to imagine this, and you tell these stories and you think, how can the bureaucrats think that we're not capable of self-government and choosing our own destiny? Because when Kossuth came to Cincinnati during his tour of Ohio, there were railroad tracks lined with citizens, delighted to behold Hungary's great freedom fighters. Reportedly, 100,000 of them showed up just at his one stop in my hometown. And the affection, I gotta say, I'm a little biased here, the affection was mutual. The people of Cincinnati, Kossuth said, quote, "changed a wilderness of primitive forests into an immense city, of which there exists a prediction that by the year of our Lord 2000, it will be the greatest city in the world." And no offense to Budapest, but I think he's right about that. But it tells you something very real, that when Kossuth looked at the United States of America, he didn't see something radically different. He saw something familiar. In our nation, he recognized the same forces at work that were shaping Hungary. People building something of their own, out of wilderness, with purpose, conviction, and a deep belief in where they came from and what they were called to do. And standing in Cincinnati, he saw something in America that he believed was just the beginning. The West, he exclaimed. There you can see the cradle of a newborn humanity. It was true then, and it's still true today. But America, like Hungary, was not a place just of rest. It was built around the idea of creating and renewing. And those early Americans, like the heroes of your own nation, took that inheritance and they shaped it into their own. They added to it. They fortified it. They passed it down to their children and to their grandchildren, who then did the same, with the expectation that generations later, those grandchildren would carry it forward. On his fateful trip to America, Kossuth announced that Hungary was to become, and this is perhaps my favorite quote, the cornerstone of national independence on the European continent. This guy was a prophet. Kossuth called this the cornerstone of independence, the cornerstone of sovereignty on the European continent, and though he didn't live to see it become so, I declare that prophecy is true today in 2026. Now, under Viktor Orban's leadership, you have held on to the civilizational goods that make a country worth living in the first place. Sovereignty, prosperity, history, a sense of national community, the redemptive nature of bringing new life and new families into the world. This is an awesome and difficult responsibility because across much of the West, there's a growing uncertainty about whether these things matter or whether they're worth fighting for. But not here. You have stood up to the bureaucrats. You have stood up to the nihilists. And now I wonder, will you do it again? Will you stand against the bureaucrats in Brussels? Will you stand for sovereignty and democracy? Will you stand for Western civilization? Will you stand for freedom, for truth, and for the God of our fathers? Then, my friends, go to the polls in the weekend. Stand with Viktor Orban because he stands for you and he stands for all these things. God bless Hungary and God bless the United States of America.
All right, guys. So that's it for the speech. You gotta love it.
And we were just listening to Vice President J.D. Vance as he was speaking.
You got a pretty extensive pop there to the upside, guys. Cray cray with Lil Ray Ray. Five-minute chart. Kind of see how we had kind of talked about that 24,127 level being an area of interest if we're able to kind of get momentum going to the upside here, guys. You had a crazy pop there, crazy run to the upside as he was speaking. Vice President, that is. Pretty crazy, kind of like call it a W pattern, right? Kind of like unconventional W pattern to the upside. You gotta love it. Kind of said that felt bullish, guys, right? So notice how on the chart, kind of interesting, but this first candle that was able to close back above the 14 EMA chat, we have not had a candle after that that printed a lower low, right? Compared to that candle. So kind of interesting that you had basically momentum candle here above the 14. That was the first candle in over 2 hours that printed above the 14 EMA. And then you had basically more continuation to the upside. Here, where my cursor is, we put an arrow there just for a reminder, right? We had the bearish engulfing candle off the 14 EMA to the downside, and that started kind of like that downtrend move. So kind of paints a picture of how you use, or how I use, I should say, the 14, 15, 200 EMA in combination with momentum chat. You gotta love it. EMAs, yeah, they're EMAs, 14, 50, 200. So, you know, people, you get people all the time. They're, you know, some people come into the chat and they're like, oh, the EMAs don't work. So you can't use them. you shouldn't use them, I should say. You can use them, you can do whatever you want. But in my opinion, it's not smart to use them, chat, by themselves, right? You need to have price action that kind of dictates. And this is kind of like one of those things where you get a bullish push, V-shaped recovery kind of formation, you get a bearish candle. This candle where my cursor is does not take out previous candle's low, right? You get a pretty extensive candle right back up above the 14 EMA with momentum. Then you get, a pop here, retracement, and then you get more continuation. So you gotta love that. And if you guys remember, it's funny because I literally said this, chat. Somebody's gonna remember when we saw basically this candle 15-minute chart. I literally said that you got to be careful for shorts, because once a previous daily candle's low is swiped and taken out to the downside, which we have that here, guys, right? We got 23,980 area got swiped. I said once that happens, a lot of times you're going to get a bullish reaction, and all of a sudden we're back above 24,188, guys, right? I literally said that earlier. And look, we just put in a high up here at 24,237. So you got to love that. What about the 21? Yeah, PW uses the 9 and the 21. I use the 14, 15, 200. So my EMAs are more geared towards the higher time frame, chat. Just kind of doing some, a lot of back testing, trial and error, all that stuff, right? And kind of realizing that it aligns pretty nicely with the higher time frame. So that's why I stick with 14, 50, 200. Looks as though this thing wants to flip, make no mistake about it. Well, I mean, it already had a bullish reaction right back up, chat. Make no mistake about it that the opening range high is at 24,308, right? So that's your 15-minute ORB high. The low is 24,188. So if we get back inside of the opening range, chat, 24,188, I mean, this is it's gonna be very interesting here. It's definitely would not be looking to get short right now. So we pop these highs up here, you're back above 188. And then all of a sudden, we're attempting to get back to 24,188, chat. We're probably headed back to diddle in the middle. Yeah, I mean, we got to find out. So keep in mind, the current 1 hour candle has been open for a little bit over 15 minutes, chat. So you had a rejection so far off the 14 and 50 EMA. Was that it, right? Was that? So the question is going to be at this point, because you got to think higher time frame, right? So remember how we had these bearish reactions off the 14 and 50 on the 5-minute chart? Well, we just basically had a reaction so far off the 14 and 50 on the 15-minute chart as well. So is this an area where we start to kind of sell back off to the downside? That remains to be seen, chat. All right, that remains to be seen. So, but I wouldn't be necessarily bearish until we start breaking back below the EMAs on the 5-minute chart, right? And kind of closing below the EMA. So right now we're kind of trying to push to the upside. So we need to get back below 24,000, like 120 area, more than likely for more downside continuation. I had some chop. And then you started, right? We had some chop here on the way down, got some momentum, had a push back to the EMA, got more chop, right? Kind of like the stronger retracement, and then you got more follow through to the downside. Swiped yesterday's daily candles low at 24,981, and then was able to give a nice recovery there. So the market clearly liked what the vice president was kind of stating there, chat, because we had a pretty crazy reaction there, right back to opposite direction. If you think about off the lows, we've had a recovery, to be honest, of almost 300 points, chat. Cray with Lil Ray Ray. How long will I stream today? Yeah, so I'm gonna go to lunch at 12:30, guys. I'll be back at 1:30 today. So you'll see the stream set up for 1:30. I'll just take an hour, and then I'll be back at 1:30. But I'm gonna go until probably right around 3 o'clock, chat. 2:45, 3 o'clock, because I have an appointment today at 3:30. So not gonna stream power hour, right? So I basically stream kind of going into power hour, but I won't be able to stream 3 to 4 today. PW is actually he's out in Cali, chat, so he'll be streaming at some point, he said, this week. You never know, just kind of stay tuned to the streams, keep the notification button on, and you'll get an alert when he's live. So keep in mind there's obviously a 3-hour time difference. So somebody said job interview. Emilio, is it Emiliano, I guess, right? 3696. Sir, this is my dream job, so why would I be interviewing for something else? Like, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. Where else are you gonna go and you get a mariachi band in here for your birthday, guys? Where else are you gonna go? You get a G-Wagon after being with the BDH for 3 months, right? Where else are you gonna go where you're making what you're making? So I don't take it for granted, chat. I appreciate the support. And you gotta love it. Somebody said a Mexican restaurant. Oh man, so if you guys follow the news, if you guys saw that, so if you're aware, chat, you know what's cray with Lil Ray Ray, we got to talk about it. So you had offset, chat. So member of the Migos actually got shot last night at the Hard Rock. I live in downtown Fort Lauderdale, chat, so that's roughly, I mean, it's probably a 5-minute drive, 5 to 10 minute drive from my apartment, guys. I can literally see it from my one of my views from my balcony, right? I can see the Hard Rock. So great with Lil Ray Ray, chat. You got dance skills, to be honest. Hey, I appreciate the support. Yeah, some people didn't think that D-Money had it in him, but I had to bring out my 1-2 step, if you know what I mean, yesterday for the birthday celebration, chat. You gotta love it. And the video is actually up on the channel, chat. So once I end the stream, make no mistake about it, you're able to go to the hit the video section, and the birthday bonanza for yesterday is up. So you'll be able to see that footage. I'm gonna send that to my mom so she can check it out as well. Did Jerome wish me a happy birthday? No, he did not. So yeah, Jerome did not wish me a happy birthday, chat. So I think we got a rocky, even rockier relationship right now. So he's obviously, he basically shot me a text and said, "Mariachi band, really?" And that was it, guys. So I guess he's upset. He's upset about it. He's a little jealous about it. But hey, never fear, D-Money's still here. You gotta love it, guys. Oh man, Jerome's a little salty apparently that you know, he didn't get the same, I guess, kind of birthday celebration for himself. But hey, what do you expect when you got 9 or 10 baby mamas? Look at NQ chat. So there's the pop. We are back in. We just got back inside of the ORB to the upside. Got a pretty drastic pullback there though as well. So that's a little. Need to be careful here. So that was about a 35-point retracement to the downside there, chat. Got about a minute left on this current 5-minute candle. Flipping the Magic City. We don't want Jerome to try and pull an offset. Go ahead and make up now. Yeah, it's hard to make up with Jerome, chat. The guy wants, you know, he's basically telling me that he created me, Chad, and he's, you know, he wants, you know, half of my salary and all this stuff. And yeah, it's pretty intense with Jerome right now, not gonna lie, chat. So if you guys see him on stream, you're more than welcome to kind of inquire, you know, him as far as why there's so much hate in his heart. But I feel like it's a lot of bottled up emotion. I feel like he's taking out the baby mama drama on D-Money. So just being honest here, chat. You gotta hate it. So pretty some volatility here in the market. And you know, you had the vice president speaking, chat. You had right, and then you're getting these kind of like violent moves. Was able to kind of scout some of this while Vance was talking. You gotta love that. But bulls are obviously temporarily back in control, it seems, right? So it seems, chat, you hold 24,190 area. They are, right? Because you got kind of like high put in, higher high, push to the upside, higher high, retracement, push to the upside. Now you're looking to see if we can take out 24,237. That's the level that we need to get back above for this uptrend to kind of continue, chat, right? You want to start seeing higher highs be put in. So in theory, you want to see us back above 24,237. So you're looking to basically kind of looking for some kind of bullish momentum to kind of hold this 24,188 level. Maybe we come down, put in a higher low, and then we expand back above 188 up towards these highs up here. Take them out. 24,237. We pop that high, then you're headed up to 24,308, which is the top of the ORB. 15-minute ORB. Well, it's lunch. I don't trade lunch. See you after you get back, D-Money. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, chat. You gotta, you want to be patient here and kind of wait for your setup. Nothing wrong with that. If you're green on the day, chat, don't feel like you have to chase anything. Right. I simply saw basically a couple scalps that I took. So now I'm actually up 1790 on one account and 1325 on the other account. So you gotta love it. So that's roughly $3,100, guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if we attempt to keep an eye out here for that high that I'm calling out, chat, 24,237. A lot of bullish momentum in the market right now, right? The current 1 hour chart's bullish. Do they have enough momentum to kind of push it there? 4 hour chart has a crazy bottom wick, chat. crazy bottom wick. We know that we swiped the previous daily candles low, and you got a wick that's currently 176 points on the current 4-hour chart. So a lot of bullish momentum right now in the market. What prop firm is this? Yeah, this is actually Lucid Flex accounts. So yeah, this is actually Lucid Flex accounts. I gotta get, to be honest, guys. So we know that we dropped some, obviously we are partnering with Funded Next. So I'm definitely gonna pick up some of those accounts as well, start trading those. So you gotta love it. But these are actually Lucid Flex accounts. I'm going to look out for those hourly swipes now. Yeah, they happen a lot, chat. Now, keep in mind, so I'm referring to, that was a daily, basically a daily candle level that I map out. You guys know if you rock out with DMONEY, I'll map out previous daily candles high and low. So once you see that get swiped, a lot of times you'll get a pretty drastic move back the opposite direction. And that's what occurred today. Does it always play out like that? Absolutely not. A lot of times you'll get continuation to the downside, but today you got a rejection. So you gotta love it. But do me a solid, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. So I'll be back, chat, at 1:30 with you guys, right? So you'll see the invite coming out, scheduled stream at 1:30 here. Rock out to either 2:45 or right at 3, depending on how traffic looks. And you know, see what we can get. Hopefully it'll be decent price action this afternoon, guys. So I'm gonna call it here, and I will be back today at 1:30. So keep an eye out for that. It won't be 2 o'clock. It'll be 1:30 today, guys. So if you haven't already, do me a solid, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, you know what to do on the way out. And I will be back. So until then, I'm gone.